and offered to, check in on the tavern for you guys and send word back. You also, they pointed out to you the Gentlemen Rascals, kind of an unsavory, infamous adventuring party of some renown as being a bunch of big jerks, essentially. Were there, and they apparently have set their sights on Undermountain.
Watch out for them.
Watch out for those guys, according to the cheeky pluckers. You guys split up briefly, and Draken and Renaer kind of discovered this other path and managed to cause a little bit of ruckus before running away. Not sure what's up there, but you saw some bugbears though, and then catching up with the rest of the group who were trailing Halleth, the Revenant, trying to find Rex the Hammer, his last target for revenge. And then you encountered some kind of pathetic Nothics who were very impressed with Draken's magic and all of your magic ability, and were kind of
that was weird.
Very easily, yeah. And then you encountered Rex the Hammer, who was in combat with a couple of more Nothics and this large fiendish bug-like creature, and you managed to destroy the creatures, and Halleth and Rex fought it out, with Halleth barely making it through the combat and getting his vengeance and releasing his spirit, and Halleth is now no longer with you. Well, okay, after the Rex encounter, you were on their way out of that chamber, and you ran across a bunch of were-rats who asked you to accompany them back to their leader, who has introduced himself as the leader of this sect of the Black Network, which is the remnants of the Zentarum, which you guys have fought against in the prior
wiped out.
Say again?
We wiped them out.
Yeah, you pretty much wiped them out. You've definitely thwarted their leader Manshun's plans, and now they've dissolved into what's remaining has come into a new organization known as the Black Network.
What I'm wondering is what happened to Manshun?
It's a mystery.
Where did he go?
Okay, so they brought you into this chamber, but all the were-rats kind of congregated around the room, and there's a drow, a dark elf in the corner, who introduced himself as the leader, like I said. So in this room, just to kind of give you a rundown, inside this room, it's a large chamber, high ceilings. The drow sits on a chair in the corner. All of the were-rats kind of just congregate around. And in the middle of the room is this long table, this long wooden table. And you notice as you come in, there on the table is a sequence of very carefully placed stones, arranged in some sort of pattern. All right. So again, the drow, he says, Welcome to the Black Network headquarters here in Undermountain. I've heard much about the four of you.
Even the part that we got rid of Manshun, pretty much.
Manshun's a thing of the past. The Black Network, we're shaking off of our Zentarum roots and forging ahead in a new direction.
Do any of these were-rats that are around us look like the one that was in the little town?
You do a perception.
Aha, 24.
Yeah, I got a 4.
Well, George, you do recognize one of the rats. He's wearing although the tokens I have here are all just kind of these big rats. They all are wearing like leather hoods and have like belts with little short swords or bows or crossbows or daggers or whatever. And so you do recognize the one dressed the same as the were-rat you saw back in town. And he kind of gives you a nod as he sees you recognize him. He kind of nods his rat face at you and kind of, puts his head down a little bit and kind of looks around, The drow continues. He says, I am Rizaril. I welcome you here, and I have a few questions if you don't mind. We couldn't help but notice your combat with the giant human, the armored man.
Yeah, there's a little history between him and our other previous companion.
Yes, but we watched from the shadows. I mean to ask, are you also searching for this lost throne, as he was?
Uh, which lost throne is that? What was it? What was your name again?
Rizaril.
Rizaril.
He says, well, I take from your answer, you're not looking for the throne, which is fine. When the armored man came through this area before you, he threatened us, asking for information about the lost throne of the coronal, and we told him we had no idea where this legendary throne would be, but he wouldn't take no for an answer, so we had to force him away, and Arcane locked the door behind him.
Lost throne of Coronalin?
Coronal, yes. You can do a history check if you want to see if you recognize what he's talking about.
Yeah, let's do that.
Religion?
Oh, I have 0 in history. 5. So much like real life, I have no idea what they're talking about.
I got a 21.
Right, so Draken, you recognize this legend. The throne of Coronal was this richly ornate alabaster elvish throne that when there were the elves, there had a city long ago, hundreds of years ago, that was sacked by the Duergar, like these dark dwarves. And then they asked their dwarvish allies, the Malarkin dwarves here, who used to live here in Undermountain, to help them get it back. And as far as the legend goes, the Malarkin dwarves and the Duergar battled it out. And rumor is that the Malarkin dwarves retrieved the throne and had it safely here in Undermountain before the Malarkin dwarves themselves also were wiped out. So the hope is that this throne is somewhere in Undermountain, still intact after all these centuries, and could potentially be brought back to the surface elves. And that's how the legend goes. And Draken, you recognize this legend. Rizaril, he says, well, if you're not after the lost throne, perhaps you are seeking to make your way to Skullport. Would that be true?
Other things? Who isn't trying to go to Skullport these days?
Rizaril continues, he goes, well, if you are looking to make your way to Skullport, I do have a proposition for such mighty warriors as yourselves. Currently, the Xanathar Guild, they hold this level sway. They hold this level hostage. No one can get to the lower levels except through their outposts here in level 2. Unless, of course, you know a way through the Underdark, but no one does. So my proposition to you is, if you could bring me the heads of both of the Xanathar outposts here in level 2, I will give you a special token of the drow from the lower level that will allow you passage through, as well as offer in Skullport a contact there for the Black Network.
Well,
believe me, if you make it, even if you were to make it through the Xanathar outposts into the lower levels, the drow there will make short work of you.
I was just gonna ask, what house are you guys from?
He says, there are many houses.
he's kind of a history buff. He likes all this genealogy stuff.
Well, he looks at you, Draken. He says, I happen to be a former member of House of Renda.
Former? How come?
I broke away from that house due to the strict rules there and the inability to really gain any traction and as far as politics go. I much prefer the power I am able to gather here with the Black Network.
Okay.
What can you tell us about these Xanathar outposts?
We can send one of our were-rats with you as a guide. There's one to the far northeast that's run by Shun Sheriff, another drow.
Oh, that's the place that I accidentally disturbed their bugbears.
And then there's one guarding the exit to the lower level, led by Nadia the Unbent, a huge barbarian woman.
And you're saying you want the heads from the barbarian woman and the drow guy?
Yes, if you could bring me their heads, wipe them out, all of them. He says, yeah, the Zenithar, they are headquartered in Skullport in level 3, and they have many outposts between there and the surface. It is the Black Network's hopes to oust the Zenithar Guild and take rightful control over Skullport and free it from these maleficent evildoers who run it currently.
Well...
To get rid of the current evildoers for some new evildoers, huh?
We are not evil. We're pragmatists.
What does that mean?
They're opportunists.
We seek to reopen Skullport to the outside world, bring in trade. Currently, they sit in their own squalor, locked up here in the Undermountain, unable to make any contact or trade in any sort of safe manner, thanks to Zenithar.
Well, we wiped out the first level outpost.
Oh, really? Oh, that's one.
Yeah, the goblins are going to be taking over there, though.
Yeah, they want to expand their goblin market so the more beginner adventurers can have trade before they die.
I'm sure they'd be open to a coalition with you, though.
Oh, if anything is better than the Zenithar. If the Rustbone goblins wish to expand into level 1, that's fine with us. We just want to keep out the Zenithar.
Oh, yeah, there's going to be a huge market/theater thing going on. It's pretty cool.
Excellent news. More trade for Skullport once we take rightful ownership and oust the Zenithar oppressors.
I'm not exactly sure if when we get there, we're going to be able to, destroy the Skullport Zenithar stuff. That would be insane.
Be entertaining. All right, so what can you tell me about these the two outposts besides just who runs them? For instance, have you noticed that they seem to know when you're closer?
It's funny you should mention that.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Both outposts have rebuffed all of our potential advances. They seem to know where all of our most stealthy of agents lie.
Yeah, they have mind suckers that can detect you telepathically.
That would explain much.
Yeah, we fought a couple of them already. Nasty little critters.
Yes, the Black Network have dealt with such intellect devourers before in the past when dealing with the Zenithar. It does not surprise me that they would have many of these such creatures hidden within their ranks.
So you can't tell us anything about their numbers or anything like that, or how well fortified they are compared to the ones above?
So Rizrael looks to the were-rats and he says, Denoth. And the were-rat that you recognize kind of perks up. He goes, you are our most successful scouts thus far. What can you tell these adventurers about the Zenithar numbers? And Danoff kind of looks at you guys and kind of, his teeth kind of coming out. He goes, well, I know the Nadia. She has many bugbears and humans in her ranks. Shun has bugbears and humans as well. Many of them.
I think they upped their goblin game.
Yeah.
Most of the goblins have swayed to the goblin market and have left the Zenithar ranks.
And the other ones died.
I know how to get to both Shun's and Nadia's camps. I'd be glad to take you. I appreciate, he says, looking to George, I appreciate your intervention at the market. They still see us as Manshoons puppets. They have yet to understand that we are free of him. If it will be helpful. And he looks to Rizaril first, and as he kind of gestures toward the table, and Rizaril goes, "Oh yes, feel free to look at our map. We have been trying to map this level the best we can. Here on the table, we've marked it out with stones."
Oh, nice.
So on the table there is essentially a map of this level, as at least a partial level map of the level. It's incomplete, but if you want to take a moment to look at it, you can.
Absolutely.
So as you look at the table, you see this just array of stones all laid out in a pattern, and as you look at it, you can kind of recognize that, okay, this could be the Goblin market area up here in the northern.
Yeah. There's those long passages.
Long passages that before.
It's not really anything we haven't already seen.
Yeah, that pretty much is a map of what we've gone to. Except that
that is not adding anything.
Yeah.
Well, after you study it for a bit, I will reveal more of the map that the map does. The stone map shows you. So now you know of these areas that you didn't know about before. Okay, so as you study this map, you do recognize a lot of what you've already seen, but these areas here are more revealed to you, and Denoff, the were-rat, walks up and kind of points and says, "This area here is Shun's territory. And this area here, pointing to the south, that's where Nadia resides. And this little offshoot is the stairs to level 3.
Are we supposed to know about these doorways?
The doorways?
Yeah. Are they part of the map too?
Yeah, we'll say they are. I mean, I just kind of, this is what's interesting is this is how the map looks like in the actual book. I had to go online and find more detailed maps that some artists did.
But what I'm interested about is right here. We're just at the north here where you're at. Let me get my annotation going.
Okay.
But right there.
Yeah.
Is interesting because I wonder if there's a secret door right there. We've seen this spot and it's like right there. I wonder if there's like a secret passage right there that would get us behind those bugbear guards.
You do recall that large chamber you've been in, that's where that huge gelatinous cube was.
Oh, that's what the the gelatinous cube is like protecting it.
So could
still, maybe you can tidal wave that place and flesh that cube out.
So Rizaril, he hears you kind of planning an attack, and he says, "Oh, so you agree to these terms?"
We got a couple other things to do. Let's circle back to this.
He says,
I was just noticing a possible back door.
"Yes, there are many maze-like passages on this level. We've attempted to map them out as best we can without earning the malice of the creatures that wander these halls." He says, Rizaril continues, he goes, "If you'd like, Denoff can accompany you, or if you feel like you need to prepare, you can always come back and Denoff will go with you then."
Yeah, let's do that. We'll come back when we're ready.
Most appreciated. Rizaril, he kind of nods to you and says, "I will again arcane lock the door, but I will allow you and your friends entry. You will not have to worry about the lock. I can choose who does and does not pass through its threshold."
That's actually pretty cool.
And he says, "Unless there's anything else, you may."
Did you arcane lock that other door?
Yes, I did both doors. When
Why?
the big armored man came through, he threatened us for information about the throne, and so as we forced him through the door, I closed it and arcane locked it so he could not pass back in.
Oh, okay.
He was very stubborn. Wouldn't take no for an answer.
Yeah, he seemed that way. He won't bother you anymore, though.
Draken, you look to the south and go, "What's back there?" And he says, "Oh, that's..."
What's that?
He says, "Our bed chambers where we sleep."
He's very inquisitive.
I can tell. I use full picture most of the time. In any case, Unless there's anything else, it is mealtime for my were-rat friends.
One last thing. Have you heard anything about a I don't have my notes with me. Some well goers that were besieged?
No. The only well I know of is the ones the goblins use to the north.
Right.
That's what
Yeah,
we're.
apparently one of their people going to get water disappeared.
That does not surprise me. There are many foul creatures in Undermountain.
Yeah, but you haven't heard anything or seen anything?
I use my magic to create water for me and my team here without the need to gather it from questionable sources.
I hear you. All right, just thought I'd ask.
I shake the alchemy jug. We got ours.
Very nice.
Just to let you know, but like I said, I don't have my notes. He's the same family, or was the same family as the others were hunting.
Yeah, House of Rindar is the same family that Sariel is looking to get her revenge on.
But he did say that he quit the house.
Yes. So just give you a heads up that there is a military group hunting dark elves, and there is a elf looking for House Arindar members.
You mean the lords, the Azrock hobgoblins?
Yeah.
Oh yes, they've been forging battle between my former house for many months in the lower level.
Mm-hmm. Just want to make sure, in case you ran across paths, like maybe keep your house name to yourself.
Oh, I do.
Until someone asks.
I have no claim to them anymore, but if you need passage through their territory, they will slaughter you unless you can present to them the proper token, which I can provide.
Okay. Well, we will be in touch.
Excellent.
Don't call us, we'll call you.
Okay. And then you make your leave. The door closes behind you. Again, the arcane lock, click, really loud click noise. And according to what Rizaril says, you are able to go through without having to deal with the lock. As far as directions to go, there is, if you were to return to the east, there is a path here heading north that you do not travel. Also to the east, this direction.
Which it sounds like that passage to the north might be where the well is, right?
Potentially. Depends on how convoluted these paths go.
That would be interesting to
To the
find
south, of course, you remember where those rust monsters were fighting over that helm and whatever lies beyond them. And then this area here is where Nadia, the Unbent, resides in this territory.
All right. Yeah, so let's check out that passage, which, I don't know, maybe they have another way to that well, because I don't imagine them coming this way to get there. But maybe this is like a back way.
You want to go this north way, this direction?
If the Draken wants to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm definitely good with that.
So Renaer goes and tries the arcane locked door here, and it opens freely.
Huh. Nice.
Actually, turn your light
Well,
back.
we just spelled the magic on it.
Are those little people still there?
They seem to have left. The Nothics are no longer in their room. They seem to have gone their way, moved on. You pass through this creepy wall of bones.
That wall of bones is why I don't think those other people would come through that way.
And then you start to make your way north. So this passage is wide. You see about 20 feet wide.
Nice.
As you're moving through. And as you start to...
I can't see that far.
As you're moving through the tunnel, I'm assuming you guys are checking for traps and things on your way. You find an overturned mine cart. You start to see some tools laying around.
Is there anything still in the minecart?
No, it's empty. It's got some old stone in it, and you do start to hear, without even having to do a perception check, you do start to hear the noise of muttering and
Mining or muttering?
muttering, mumbling, kind of nonsensical. You can't really understand what they're saying, but you can hear the muttering down the hall. And as you are continue to explore, the hall does kind of split off to the east.
Can we tell what way the sound's coming from?
The sound of muttering and talking is coming from the east, and then breaking through the wall to the west is what looks to be some sort of creature-created tunnel that burrowed down. This path to the west actually goes up very steeply. You'd have to really climb to get through it, and it's a tight squeeze as well.
Yeah, don't you have some way to be able to understand everything? Like, don't you have like a helmet?
I have a helmet for hearing different languages, and right now it's on Goblin.
Yeah.
So I can understand what's going on in the Goblin market.
Well, the Helm of Comprehend Languages is not specific to any particular language.
I meant the book. I can only speak Goblin right now.
Yeah.
I can understand anything.
And did you say these mine carts were empty? Emptied or just tools?
Tools lying around. I can see some pickaxes in the...
Yeah, they're overturned mine carts, very similar to the ones you saw in the room with Rex.
Yeah, but those weren't emptied.
Yeah, these ones seem to be empty. They don't have anything specific in them. You see some pickaxes, worn pickaxes and hammers scattered about the floor, covered in dust.
Maybe this is where the copper...
Oh, dust. So this happened a while ago.
Yeah, these mine carts have been here for a long time. You can see cobwebs.
Okay.
Maybe that's how the hole started, like they were mining. Maybe that's even where the copper came from that we found.
Now, if you wanted to, now this is just, what I'm telling you is just what you see. If you want to really search these things, that would be more of a investigation kind of check. If you want to spend some time to search them.
How long? Because that is for a natural 20.
Okay, I guess we are.
Okay.
I was like, maybe we could come back to it later.
Draken moves forward and he's like, woohoo!
Like,
He was so excited about that copper from before. He rushes forward and starts digging through all the rock and ore, looking for anything shiny.
Looking for anything I can take. Or share the
Is
party.
anybody going to help him, or are you guys just kind of watching like a proud parent watching their child dig?
Well, I was thinking if he really wants to investigate, maybe from Melannor can go check out this muttering, since we have dark vision.
Okay. So.
And Melannor has Pass Without Trace, I believe.
You're casting Pass Without a Trace?
Yes.
All right. So does that mean Renaer is sticking with Draken then?
That's for the...
Yes.
Yeah, he can help me.
All right, Renaer will go
search this stuff.
search this one kind of reluctantly. All right. And Melannor and George start to head to the east.
Split up party. I like it when the split up party is over and I can get back to George. So I'm gonna try to finish up my investigation quick, but I want to spend my natural 20 well. Don't get those that often.
So George and Melannor, we'll handle you guys first.
You do one on me.
Now you hear this muttering sound as you start heading toward the east.
Oh, okay.
And as you get out of Draken's light, your dark vision kind of picks up where his light does not reach.
Do you want to go ahead and do the move silently checks?
Yeah, let's do stealth checks
With plus
for
10.
Melannor and George.
All right.
Yeah, plus 10 with those.
I get advantage on those because I'm beat. So 25 for George and a 12 for Melannor.
Ouch.
Well,
Rolls the natural 1.
wow. So as you are, George, your feet are silent as you brandish your hammer and shield. Even with this large equipment you carry, no sound. Meanwhile, Melannor, you hear the tap, tap of his staff hitting the floor as he strides forward with you.
I grab and jump.
Oh, sorry. And as we'll come back to you guys. All right, so Draken and Renaer, you guys can do investigation checks.
Already rolled a natural 20.
That was your natural 20. Okay. All right. So you spend some time. George and Melannor kind of wander off into the darkness. You no longer can see where they went or where they're going. But you do come up with...
Can't hear us anymore.
Can't hear anymore. Melanor's staff, you heard it clicking softly in the distance, but then kind of stops suddenly.
No one's concerned about us.
You find if you actually lifted up one of the overturned mine carts, you do find 4 chunks of mithril.
What a mithril!
Mithril is a very fancy metal ore.
Valuable.
You find 4 chunks. Each of the chunks are 10 pounds each, and they're worth about 25 gold each.
$100 for 40 pounds. I think I can hold 40 more pounds. I'm not sure how much I can hold. I know that I can hold 160. So yeah, I can take 40 more pounds.
Well, Renaer could probably also carry stuff.
True, you can hand it off to Renaer. He's not much of a pack mule yet.
Oh yeah, Renaer will take it. He doesn't have
It's like the companions in Skyrim. Just load them up.
Yeah, let's load them up. And the money will go to the party coffer, obviously.
We have to sell it first.
You campaign.
Yeah, we don't get the money until we don't have the mithril.
Okay. Mithril sounds fun. So
I'll put it on his account or on his.
Yeah, mithril might be worth not selling it and maybe using it for something.
Well, there's only 4 chunks, you know. Not that much.
There's 4 10-pound chunks. Like, you could probably make a good, decent weapon with that.
Okay, and Renaer's inventory is now 4 chunks of 10 pound, 25 gold mithril ore. All right. All right, so you guys are busy. Like Renaer, seemingly uninterested at first, goes ooh as you find these chunks of mithril, and you start helping him, kind of putting them into his backpack.
I overturned the other 2.
Nothing else of interest that you found.
Well, then I start running after.
No, now we're going back over here. So George and Melannor, you guys are walking forward, and so with those high stealth checks, I want you to do a perception check now for me too. So whatever it is you run across will probably not see you.
21 for me.
Not sure about Melannor. Probably won't.
9 for Melannor.
So George, as you are walking, kind of eyes squinting into the darkness, you're again having to deal with this truncated dark vision that you've been given, thanks to the Mad Mage. But in the darkness ahead of you, you start to see these shambling silhouettes in front of you, starting to break in the darkness, like barely visible in the shadows. And again, that talking, muttering noise is louder as you start to approach these creatures.
What is
Melannor does not seem to notice, but George, you do notice.
All right, I'll pull Melannor back a little bit.
Okay. And as these silhouettes, these shadowy creatures in front of you start to come into focus, you see that they just seem to be these large, fleshy mounds full of mouths of teeth and eyes.
Are they the muttering?
And they're making all this. They're like the Muppets monster, whatever his name was.
Oh.
Those things are ugly.
These things coming out of the darkness towards you. And I need you guys to roll initiative as they have noticed you and are running forward now.
How they noticed me?
They noticed
We're
now.
quiet.
Melannor
They have dark vision too. 5 for me.
And Joey, why don't you go ahead and roll for Draken and Renaer, but you won't be able to join right away.
I got
14.
again.
14 for Melannor.
I got a 20. Renaer got a 6. He has +5.
Technically, Draken, you would be first to act. However, you have
I'm dashing.
you have no reason to think anybody's in trouble. You don't hear any sort of sounds of battle or anything. You're still admiring your new mithril toys.
Well, I'm walking over at least.
But it is
like 30 feet.
Melannor's turn to act first.
Let's do a lightning bolt.
Okay.
So then you make a, let's see, let me go back to the map so I can see. All right, so I'm going to hit one of them. Yeah, Dex 13. Let's go for that one in the middle.
All right, well, he got a 4 on his Dex save.
All right. So that is going to be 8d6 of lightning damage. And anything 100 feet behind him also does it. It says 19. No, that's 66. I did hit 2 plus 3, 22.
22 damage.
And then for his bonus action, he's going to do Produce Flame.
Okay, same one.
Yes. And rolls an 18 to hit.
Does hit. So first, Renaer kind of lightning flashes. Your dark vision kind of, you have to blink for a second as the light counteracts with your dark vision that you're relying upon. It strikes the gibbering creature. Blah, 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 it goes, blah, 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 blah. And then other hand, whoosh, fireball, this double elemental attack.
For 9 fire damage.
How do you do 2? Oh, 9 fire damage. That was against him. Okay.
Yeah. Roll 2 1s on that 3d8. That was great. At least I got a 7 though.
All right. The next, first of all, do you want to move, Melannor?
Yes, Melannor wants to back up probably about 15 feet.
All right. Now the creature's turn, the one that you've been striking at. As you see it start to approach, you notice that the ground around this thing is just a mass of red, blood red, muscly tissue and just this huge, it's not a ooze, but it seems very ooze-like with its massive fleshy mouths and eyeballs, stalks and things, all kind of blah, 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 as it comes towards
That's
it.
gross.
Right, as it kind of steps closer, it gets to about here, and you see it, one of its mouths kind of closed for a moment. There's like large mouth in the center, and kind of, and it just like spits this glob at you.
Ew. I got slimed.
So you need to do a dexterity save, please.
Yay, so 14 with my +2.
Okay. So 14. So you just succeed. So as you this glob of spittle, and it seems to be kind of acidic almost in the way it's like undulating in this big globular come at you, and you duck out of the way as it blows right over your head, and you kind of feel it tingle as it some of the little spittles hit your shoulder, and it goes beyond you and lands on the ground and explodes in a flash of light. If you notice, Draken.
Ooh, shiny.
Meanwhile, the noise of the muttering has just gotten much more erratic and animated. Very, very loud.
I think that's true. I think they.
You don't sound like a Muppet. You sound like Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah, it's very Tasmanian devil-like. You're right. It also gets to hear, and it's going to do the same. It's going to and spit at you.
All
Bruh.
right.
Another dex save, please.
So Dex again.
Bruh.
Oh, natural 20 on there.
You see it coming. You've seen it before.
25 total.
It goes right over you.
Yeah.
Right toward
I'm ready for it this time.
toward Melannor.
Oh no.
Hit him in the face.
So, although I will say, with your natural 20, you raise your shield and you bat it out of the sky. And so Melannor is safe
Okay.
from this globular.
Well, where do you bat it at? Do you bat it back at them and they explode?
Right, it is now Renaer's.
Nah, I'd probably just bat it. It'd probably just go off the angle.
Renaer, though, this is a surprise round for you too. You have no idea what's going on. Renaer hears the explosion of this small firecracker sound of this spit attack. He goes, huh?
Yeah.
And that's his turn.
What? Why can't he run?
He will his next turn.
Hey.
All right, now it's George's turn.
Isn't that nice?
So George,
All right.
while you're within this range of these creatures, you hear this, and it's just such an annoying sound. I need you to do a wisdom save for me.
Yeah, that's a 6.
On your turn, you're so distracted by all this noise and muttering and incoherence, you are unable to take a reaction until the start of your next turn. Also, I need you to.
Okay, so I can still like.
I also need you to roll a d8.
Oh, you take second.
D8.
Do it.
All right, that is a 2.
On this turn, you do nothing. You're so
Nothing. I just stand there.
just stand there. You're so like annoyed and distracted by all the blah blah blah. You're just kind of frozen in place as you're like unsure what's happening with this thing in front of you.
Does my ring of mind shielding not help with any of this?
It's not a psychic attack or anything. It's just simply you are distracted
Okay.
by the gibbering. Now, Draken, you can start to make a turn. So, Draken, you heard
Thanks.
the noise, and you're able to do something.
I run over to see what's going on.
So at this point, you're 30 feet, and this
You can see Melannor.
You can see Melannor. He's in a attack pose. He's in a defensive posture. But beyond that, this radius, which is in dim light, by the way, you are not able to see George or the creatures. That's after moving 30 feet this direction. And of course, dash.
I ask him, what in the world is going on?
Right. Melannor,
Blob.
he's in the 6-second burst that you have here. Melannor will respond, these strange creatures in front of, right beyond your light.
I go and dash.
All right.
You want to leave Renaer in the dark?
Can't he like see the light though?
I'm gonna turn off the dark vision for now. Renaer would be able to see the light spilling around the corner, be able to at least make footing into this area, but he is in pitch darkness otherwise. So that was your action.
Yeah.
That was your movement.
And then as my bonus action,
Now you see these two strange, globular, fleshy tendrils, mouths, eyes,
Do I know
creatures
what you're
all making
saying?
these gibbering sounds and noises. You do not recognize any words. They're just making sounds.
Oh, that's annoying. Oh, I shoot.
Yeah, it's very distracting too.
I shoot a ray of frost at one.
Okay. Which one? The top one or the bottom one here?
Bottom one. That is what I can do without hitting George in the face.
All right. So make your attack range attack.
14.
That does hit. So your ray of frost strikes against the fleshy creature.
Nice. Didn't get a crit, but I got 16 damage.
Melanor's turn.
Let's do another lightning bolt.
I'm going to say you can definitely hit this upper one without striking George, but to go for the bottom one, it will go right through George's face.
Yeah, I want to go for the top one.
Right.
In fact, I want to move like 5 feet to the north just to make sure I don't hit George.
Step to the side, and he got a 12 on his dex save. These things are not most
He's going to take full damage.
Yeah, these are not very dexterous things. They're
Oh, cool.
glob.
That's 37 points of damage.
Once again, Melannor reaches out and lightning lights up the hallway, and it strikes you. You see this fleshy gobs of goo explode off this thing, and eyeballs flying through the air and raking and raining against your shield, and you're like, ugh. And they still go blah, 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 blah.
Still alive, huh?
Oh yeah.
All right. Then I will do produce flame.
Another produce flame cantrip.
That's a natural one.
Yeah, that's a miss. He launches the produce flame and it fails overhead, and you see one of the little ice stalks looking at it, going all overhead. All right. That creature is now going to. He's going to roll to see if he gets his spit attack back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's okay.
It is not.
It's a legendary action, is it?
Not legendary, but it's has to roll a 5 or a 6 on a d6 to recharge. It's not
To see if he's parched or not.
good. That lightning is taking it out of him.
If his mouth is dry.
So
or not.
without it, he's going to step forward toward right in your face, George.
Whoa.
He's going to do. That is a 17 to hit.
17?
Yep.
That does not hit.
Not hit. Right. So you see this, like his mouth and teeth open, and another mouth strikes out alien style. Another set of teeth attached to it. And you go, you put your shield up as it goes against your shield. You're like, whoa.
Is it a demon?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous.
Probably just a monstrosity.
All right, the other one,
Oh.
going to see if its spit comes back.
He's had the grossest attacks
does not.
ever.
It does not come back.
Yeah, these things are disgusting.
It goes, bleh, steps forward again. And again, it's going to strike out at you, George.
You like destroy these.
19 to hit.
19?
Yeah.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. It does 20 piercing damage against you, George.
Ouch.
And I need you to roll a strength saving throw.
24.
All right. So you see this thing go raw, and his mouth is clomps onto you and like bites a big chunk out of your flesh. And you
Ow.
feel the force as it tries to like engulf you with its maw, but you manage to shove it off. Ugh, it just makes shivers go down your spine at the thought of it.
And that was piercing damage. That wasn't acidic.
That was piercing, yeah. His teeth.
Okay.
Jagged, gross teeth.
All right.
Destroy these on my
All right,
turn.
Reneer's turn now. You're out here in the dark. All your buddies have run off. And
You've been threatening to kill me for a while now. I think you're finally starting to.
I'm trying to play a little smarter.
Yeah. But let's throw something out that he can't move.
Reneer's gonna
That's the way to kill George. Make it so he can't attack.
Reneer's gonna run up
Right,
to
get to
Knight's
there.
view.
You're into the light now. You can see Draken's light. Awful creatures, and they're George in a frenzy of disgusted battle with them, and the noise they're making. Oh, actually, the noise. I forgot about the noise. Oh, never mind. Let's move on.
Yes.
I forgot. Let's keep going.
Gross.
It's on my turn that it affects you, right?
Yeah, but also
You're
no,
talking affecting everybody else.
it would affect everybody. Yeah, but we'll
Yeah.
move on.
I took off Reneer.
Reneer, this is 30 feet up. If you want to, you can dash. Or unless you have some sort of other thing you want to do with that range.
No, he's gonna dash over, see what's going on. He can't actually see the monsters yet.
You can see them. They're in the light.
Oh,
They're in
well,
the light.
he's gonna come over so he can do his big sneak attack thing next turn.
So you can get right there between the three of you. Two of you, I mean.
Okay, then. That will
So
work.
he's rushing forward. And
Actually,
he's like, oh, that is.
I'm gonna see if I can try to get something to work without actually hitting anyone.
All right, George, I need you to do a wisdom saving throw.
Another 6.
All right, roll a d8 for me.
All right.
Oh, 2.
You cannot take reactions until your next turn. Sure.
It's a 2.
And you are just Get us! Don't touch me! Holding your shield up and your hammer like is there, but you don't know where to hit. It's like it's just a big mass of stuff.
I'm gonna hit the whole
All
thing.
Draken.
How can I kill George? Make it so he can't attack. Yeah, that's it.
I rolled 21. I'm fine.
All right, you pass the wisdom save. You hear all the jabbering and noise, and you're like, I do that all the time. So.
You think I'd have advantage then, since I had to listen to that?
But a 20-foot circle. I'm gonna see if I can try to arrange it the right way.
So I mean, it's 20 feet around you.
I'm gonna use Ring of Lightning Ward.
Ring of Lightning Ward. Draken has this Ring of Lightning Ward that he created a long time ago.
That I haven't used yet.
And he kind of looks at it and goes, oh yeah. He kind of taps the jewel on it, and all of a sudden this like Tesla coil like ring sprouts out from around him, and it cuts through right through both of these creatures right there in front of you, George, and behind. So these things will have to do bring that up again so I can see it again. Next save.
Yeah, dex save, and then tell me what they get.
So one got a 14. Another one got a 5.
Would a 14 just make it or just fail it?
It would just make it.
Oh, well, then the 14 will take half damage of 68.
So roll your 68. One takes full and one takes half. I'll let you even choose which one takes full. So once the lightning breaks, the effect goes away. It stays up until the current is broken, and then the effect goes off and the lightning goes away.
It just takes the damage. That's why I did it. I wanted to take.
So, and then it goes away.
I am going to ask, would tapping a ring be count as a?
That is your action.
I tapped the ring.
Use an action to speak a command word, and bam. Okay, so
Okay, and
you
then
have a bonus
that's my
and movement still.
firebolt one.
Okay. The one right in front of you is blocked by George, but you can hit the other one.
Yeah, I rolled an 11.
That does hit.
What? These things can't move.
They're not very dexterous.
These things are the easiest thing to hit in the world. 8 damage.
8 damage.
Still.
All right, you let loose a firebolt. It streaks past George, strikes into this mass of flesh and bone and eyeball, and one of the eyeballs kind of bursts, but another one kind of grows in its place and looks around, and again, his teeth are gnashing.
Next time, I'm gonna like try to blast it into its mouth and explode it.
Melannor's turn now.
Actually,
All right.
it's still my turn to say, Melannor, try to shoot a lightning bolt straight into its mouth. That might make it explode.
What do you think I've been trying to do? Let's see if I have any more slots for that. I do. Lightning bolt. Same one I've been doing. Dex 13.
If you did this from above, would it hit both?
I'd have to move. Yeah, I could do it from both.
Well, let's do a wisdom save first, and let's see.
I'd have to move right there, though.
Yeah, let's do a wisdom save and
Yes, wisdom.
continue with your turn.
20, not natural.
All right, no problem. All right, they got an 11 on their dex save. Well, one did.
All right, so let's go hit both of them full force.
Yeah, they both failed their dex save. And you notice Melannor, as he gets within 10 feet of these things, the ground is difficult terrain with all their undulating, fleshy substance that's oozing all over the place.
All right, that's a 24 points of damage.
Okay. They both take that. As you get up ahead, and then once again, another lightning bolt, point blank range, and the one in front of George just explodes.
Yay!
Mass of gross.
Never mind. I'm behind George. He doesn't hit me.
It just this mass of flesh and teeth and eyeballs just go flying, and the gibbering gets a little bit quieter as the other one goes. and gets struck also by the lightning passing through his body and exploding against his flesh. You smell the burnt, cooked, fleshy goo of this creature.
They're making it be worse than it needs to be.
All right. So now I'm going to produce flame against the one still standing.
All right.
22 to hit.
Yep, that definitely hits.
16 points of damage.
Big hit. First flaming whoosh, just explodes across this thing. This thing is just pieces falling off of it and dripping and eyeballs and all that. But the teeth are still gnashing, and the noise is still as annoying as ever. Does not get its back, but it does try to take another bite out of George here next to him.
Of course he does. Right now I'm just the decoy.
I only rolled a 6, or 8, no problem. So
all right.
Teeth and just break across your shield as you're just like, oh, not unable to really react or move against these things as they just coil around about you. Renaer, I need you to do a wisdom save.
I got a 7.
All right, roll a d8 for me.
No, don't get it 2. That would be
Don't get it 2. 2's a bad number.
Yeah, 3.
You are unable to move as this noise is like, oh, making you just retch in place. And you lose your reaction for the round as well. George, wisdom save for me, please.
That's ridiculous. Don't roll a 2.
Well, I got to pass the wisdom save first. Let's see. It's better than I've been rolling. That's a 9.
I need to roll a d8. And you lose.
This is another freaking 2. A 7.
All right. You make a random melee attack against a random creature within range, which the only one within range is the monster. As you're
What does it mean by random melee attack?
You make a melee attack against a random creature within range.
Is it just the one attack, or do I get my full action?
You just get the one attack.
So Divine Smite?
Against the creature.
Can I still Divine Smite?
Yeah, if you wanted to.
Okay. Let's make sure I hit first. Finally, I can do something. I just rolled a natural 20.
A natural 20, yep. So, and all your frustration and just your and you know you need to be attacking these things, but you just can't bring yourself to, and finally just like you can go for it.
All right. All right, and I am Divine Smiting, thankfully, because I only rolled 9
all right,
points
so
of damage, so 18.
Damage.
And I'm doing this at second level. I'm taking this guy out. All right, for another 15 points of damage.
All right, so
So
finally,
24 points total.
out of all your frustration, unable to be able to move or react against these things, you finally your hammer just glows this bright yellow gold flash of light, and you just smash this thing down, and it just goes, just
And I scream at it, shut up!
And it explodes across the walls and against your face, and you just eyeballs and teeth, and finally the gibbering, it finally is quiet.
They mark that spell slot.
I presentation you guys. I'm like, I'm fine not behind him. He took all the stuff. I'll presentation him.
Okay, these creatures are now finally destroyed.
I took forever.
Those things gave you a bit harder time than I expected.
Them wisdom saves, man.
Wait, he can't roll a wisdom saving throw apparently.
Apparently not. At least I was able to roll a d8. Finally.
All right, so like
My one attack of the entire fight. Is
yeah, you just exploded it. I'm going to eventually stop reminding you because it's going to be a normal thing. But like anything, these things can be harvested from if you wish to spend some time to do so.
I think they already exploded.
Yeah, like they're pretty much desiccated or
Yep.
eviscerated.
Parts you can gather. If you were to want to, it would be an Arcana check.
I guess I'll go ahead and see if there's anything interesting here. At 13.
Okay. As Draken kind of holds his staff with light and kind of is poking through the pieces and picking up eyeballs and such. If you wanted to use some vials, you could either collect some of the spit or some of the goo itself that makes the fleshy goo stuff, or both.
I'll take a little bit of. I'll take 2 vials of each, and
well, you can roll to see how much you can collect.
Well, let's see how much we
roll a 1d4 for the spit.
3.
All right, you can get 1 vial of spit if you wanted to.
And for the flesh,
roll a d6.
4.
So you could do 2 vials of goo. So 1 of spit and 2 of goo if you wanted to spend the time to collect them. Do you wish to do that?
Might as well.
All right, I will put them in your
I'm minus 3 vials from my vial collection that I would think I would have more of.
So you now have a vial of blinding spittle in your inventory if you were to refresh it. So what this vial does as an action, you can throw it up to 15 feet away.
The spit?
Yeah, and it will shatter in a blinding flash. Each creature within 5 feet must do a dex save or be blinded until the end of your next turn.
And the other thing?
And then the goop. So as an action, you can throw this thing up to 30 feet away where it will shatter and let out a pulsating ooze. And the 5-foot area where the vial landed becomes difficult terrain for an hour. The noise has finally ceased. And you are all cleaned up now from your encounter with the creatures. You can now continue your way east like you're doing, or make your way back a different direction. If you do continue, however, you notice the path kind of breaks into a tunnel.
Well, I think we're supposed to be going north.
So again, the path kind of breaks into a narrow tunnel through the wall this direction, or back in this another tunnel to the west that goes upwards to a climb, or the path continues north.
All right, so are we going north or east or what?
I think the well is supposedly north.
Okay, you guys head back this direction. So eventually the way does kind of very quickly come to apparently dead end.
What is it?
You do see to the north against the wall is this 3-foot tall, 500-pound block of red stone engraved in Dwarvish. You see at the base of it a lot of greasy goblin handprints covering the altar.
Oh, it's an altar?
Some sort of altar-like block of red stone with Dwarvish writing on it. Well,
Where's mine?
so you spend a couple minutes kind of looking for the phrases, and it's pretty easy to kind of find words. And essentially, the Dwarvish phrases are prayers to Dumathoin, which is a dwarven patron of sorts.
I asked George, well, would I be able to roll a check to see what type of rock this is?
This is red granite.
Granite, that's valuable.
You wanting to break it apart and take it with you?
Well, no, but I would ask, like, does it look like something that would be useful?
It's not useful as like an adventuring party picking it up and lugging it off.
I know.
I wonder, how heavy did you say it was?
About 500 pounds. That's what it looks like to you. About
I would like to try to move it and see if there's anything underneath.
Right,
Oh.
do a strength check for me.
That's actually pretty
Do I
smart.
need a strength check? According to this, I can push, drag, or lift up to 600 pounds.
Yeah, just to see if you don't get like a natural 1 or something and fail.
I
Pretty
help.
much anything above a natural 1 it will succeed. Just kind of making sure.
Yeah, I rolled a natural 1.
Did you really?
I'm
Yep.
helping. I'm helping. I'm assisting.
Draken says he's assisting, so you get advantage.
Okay. Yay, advantage. Okay, that's a 6. So 11 total.
All right. So with the two of you together, you take some effort, but you but eventually it goes kind of scrapes a little, like a couple, like 6 inches, just enough to kind of look beneath it, and there's nothing there. It's just long, never been seen stone beneath this big granite slab. So you do notice again as you push it, all these grubby goblin handprints all over it kind of brush off pretty easily if you were to want to kind of clean it off.
I take pickaxes from around here and see if I can like break it open.
No, how about we clean it off first?
Huh?
Use the clues that the DM is giving us.
Draken takes a pickaxe, and I need you to do a strength check.
George goes, sus.
What?
Actually, just do an attack roll.
I don't have any
Can I
attacks.
use my reaction to stop him?
Just do a roll d20, add your strength.
Well,
George can attempt to stop him.
Yes.
free anyway.
I'm grabbing his arm and saying, no, stop.
With his attack roll of a 3, that is an indication that he has successfully stopped from attacking the granite slab by George as he grabs his hand and goes, "What are you doing, maniac?"
Hey.
You just destroy a religious altar like that. Come on, dude.
I'm saying that I think the doors might have like, like those geodes. They have like despite what the picture looks like, it's not a big rock. This is a pillar. Oh.
A 3-foot tall round pillar.
Oh, and then
granite.
well, you didn't tell me that. It looks like a giant rock.
Okay. So let's take a minute, try to brush off the goblin handprints.
All right, so you spend some time cleaning off the goblin handprints. And Draken, are you assisting or?
I've used presentation to do it automatically.
All right, so while George is like going to clean it off, Draken goes, and this is clean. And but George, you were in physical contact with it whenever the clean happened. So George, in your mind, you hear a voice.
Whoa.
And Draken does not.
Oh, wait, actually, I don't know. I wouldn't.
Say again?
I wouldn't because I have that ring.
No, this goes past your mind shielding. It doesn't seem to affect it. You hear a voice.
Mind shielding that blocks telepathic messaging?
This is not a telepathic message.
Oh, okay.
But you hear in your mind, it goes, "You who have shown respect to Dumathoin, you receive
You don't know half of it.
kind." And your eyes kind of glow and flash blue for a second. And the information in your mind tells you that for the next 24 hours, you have the ability to see secret doors plainly for the next 24 hours.
Awesome.
Draken doesn't know this, but
I
George
saw your
hears
eyes
this
so blue.
in his mind from cleaning this dwarvish altar off. You get this boom effect.
Nice. All those statues that I've been trying to fix on the way here finally starting to pay off.
Yay.
All right, but this direction does seem to end here. With your newfound ability to see secret doors, you do not see any.
Hey. It's like stop.
So there's no secret doors around you right now, but there is these 2 tunnels, one to the west that you have to climb upwards, one to the east, and then of course you could backtrack.
Let's at least look up at the westward passage. We should be able to see further into it, shouldn't we?
So let's say, George, do you want to kind of like climb it or just kind of step in and look up kind of thing?
Just kind of step in and look up.
Okay. So the passage kind of twists a little bit. It's not a far passage, but imagine if you would, it's like if you were to climb into the attic kind of distance from where you are upwards, and it's rather steep. Why don't you do a perception check for me?
Okay. Perception. 18.
As you kind of step into this little tunnel and kind of like you can imagine the tunnel ramping up in front of you, and you can kind of put your hand out and kind of look up like that. And you can see handholds where you could potentially climb, but you do hear the sounds of electricity sounds, like noises from above. And you can see just from the twist in the tunnel, you can see kind of this flashing of light, almost imagining like if you see the light from a television from another room and how it kind of flickers with different lights, colored lights. That's what you're seeing on the walls of this tunnel.
First off, before we do anything, I would like to swap out the stone in my shield to get lightning resistance.
Okay, so you pop out the, what was it, acid resistance?
Yeah.
Pop out the jewel that gives your magic shield acid resistance, and you pop in the I think it's the topaz or something like that. That gives you the lightning
sapphire.
Yeah. And so yeah, that's an easy thing to do. It takes you like a minute or so to do it.
I see that I can levitate up there.
Levitate would make it so you wouldn't have to do any sort of climbing checks. You could just kind of fly up. I
can't exactly carry anyone, but I could like see what's up there.
Yeah, don't go too far, but make sure it's safe. But you could drop a rope.
Oh yeah, I have rope. So
Draken wants to go first.
Yeah, I'm gonna levitate up there. I am also interested because of the lightning.
Right. So Draken, you cast levitate on yourself.
Yep, I do use the charges.
Using 2 charges from your staff of power. And you begin to kind of almost imagine like an astronaut, just kind of pulling yourself along, but weightless. So we just say you go up here, leaving the light. Are you leaving the light on or off? There is light up there. You can see it from the kind of crackling electricity.
Yeah, I turn it off.
You turn your light off. Go ahead and do a stealth check for me.
Okay. I got 11.
11.
Oh, lab, cool. I am interested.
So Draken, as you kind of spacewalk your way up here, you see as you get to the floor level of this space, the ground is covered in copper tiles. So the ground itself is covered and coated in like this metal plating.
It is like copper. The ground electrocuting?
Not currently.
But is there anything with lightning?
And see in this room, a lot of these instrument panels and tubes and vats and these strange mechanical constructed things in this room. In the center of the room,
that's where it is.
You see a flaming skull of electricity.
I think.
And in the back of the room, a lumbering flesh golem.
I say,
and they see you.
I'm like,
as you walk up. So I need everyone to roll initiative. Draken, though you're the only one down here.
I'm
You're gonna roll initiative first, and on your turn, you have the option of throwing down a rope.
I got 16.
Let me get to the encounters real quick.
All right, George got an 18 and Melannor got an 11.
As you kind of like float up and climb up and go, oh. The skulls, you can see little lightning pins in its eyes kind of move and dart in your direction. And instead of a flame skull, this thing has electricity cascading around it.
Who's going? Renaer can't really get up
there. The skull goes first.
Oh, come on. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
The skull goes,
Who dares enter Trenzia's realm? Ah.
I say, who are you?
you
What do
can
you
see
think?
as the skull hovers there in space, and its eyes suddenly flame and lightning strikes the floor, just electrifying all these copper panels. You, however, are levitating.
I say, I don't exactly think you should come up here.
And so you are not affected, we'll say. You will say that even though you might be pushing yourself up on the floor, you do this. And you see all this lightning cascade on the floor and up all the walls. Everything is copper plated in this room.
Oh my goodness, it's ridiculous.
And then this thing
This thing looks like it has high intelligence.
moves back this way, goes,
Go, my pet! Kill! Slaughter!
and the flesh golem goes, "Ugh," and you see this lightning cascading up the flesh golem and seemingly empowering it, like Frankenstein's monster. George's turn. Well, George, we'll say that you heard the skull speak. It's not like it's far away. You hear it.
Like-
It's like hearing someone yell while they're in the attic, kind of thing.
Like,
Okay, so let's try to make it up there then. I'll start climbing.
All right, to climb up, I need you to do a, we'll say, an athletics check.
All right.
I'm assuming you're climbing in a hurry.
I think I might do comic.
Yep, 23.
23. You are a beast as you you hear your buddy,
I'm like,
and you get up right behind him, and he's just like hovering there, like hands up, just kind of hovering over the floor there in front of you as the floor kind of breaks away above you, but he's blocking your path. You can push him if you'd like, and he would go floating before
And
you.
just moving to the side.
Sure.
that's mean. I'm like,
Draken, you feel George kind of push you over,
I'm like, hey.
and you just kind of hover, whoa, like a spaceman being pushed in no gravity.
You know that you're gonna be electrocuted.
Now,
I know.
you do a perception check for me.
Perception. 11.
You just happen to notice right after you push Draken that the floor is electrified. Otherwise, you would not have known that. But you do notice, so you can choose to not step forward or to do some other action to prevent yourself from taking damage or whatever you want to do.
Would like to use my wood-based hammer and try to start breaking up these tiles on the floor
Ooh.
and try to break the connections.
I was gonna do erupting earth.
Okay.
Well, I can't do that, so I can hit it with a hammer.
So it's like if you imagine yourself kind of climbing up to the attic, and you are like your head poking through where the stairs are, but not actually up there. So you can like try to rear back and smash the floor essentially right. That's kind of at eye level, for you right now.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that copper tile covering the floor. We can try this. Sure, you can do an attack roll.
Okay. Disadvantage or anything?
No, straight roll.
You say straight roll?
Yeah, straight roll.
That's an 18.
18. So you definitely hit. So why don't you do a roll damage for me?
Oh, 7.
It hits, but the copper kind of dents slightly, but it doesn't break or come detached from the rest of the floor. It's pretty welded in there pretty tightly.
Mm.
You do have
Can I try again?
you have a bonus action attack, or you can do more than one attack per turn. So yeah, you can try.
Yeah.
That's
All right. I would like to hit with a thunderous smite.
Okay. Thunderous Might.
Yes.
Let me see what that does real quick. That's one of your spells, right?
Yes, that's one of my spells. It's a bonus action spell.
Okay.
that basically says the first time hit with a melee weapon attack during the spell's duration, my weapon rings with thunder that's audible within 300 feet of me. And it deals an extra 2d6 thunder damage.
All right, sure. So roll to hit.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to help or not, but 15?
15 definitely hits. So yeah, your hammer, you see it glow and it kind of crackles with like almost like a lightning like effect with your radiant damage that you're applying to this, or thunder damage, I guess it really is.
Yeah, thunder damage this time. All right, so damage is 8 from our regular, and then the spell itself does 2d6, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm only awful tonight, as in there's 6.
So,
So
yeah,
14 total.
this time you hear this boom, this loud, thunderous noise. Draken, you get pushed another 5 feet. Whoa! It's this thunder wave fires outward, and the copper cracks. It's still attached though.
Hmm. Did the sound wave at least like break anything delicate?
Say that one more time.
Did the sound wave at least break anything delicate, like any kind of
You can,
glass vials?
yeah, there's no glass in the room. It's all metal plated. It's like all
Oh.
copper metal plated stuff and steel and iron and things like that. It definitely rattles, you know, but otherwise everything's still pretty much intact.
All right, well, that's my turn.
Okay. Renaer's turn. He's still down here in the darkness. You can see lights kind of flickering from the tunnel as 2 of your buddies climbed up there.
And then you heard this sound.
And definitely heard the noise. That's true. Renaer goes, "What in the world?"
He can't. He's gonna like start climbing, but like not being able to get all the way up.
Athletics check.
There's +10 comes in handy. 29.
Easy. He's just like an acrobat. Climbs up.
No, there's a flip.
Even without even being able to see, he's just like able to right up behind George and kind of gets up next to George and like, "What's going on?"
I can do anything from here.
All right. Next is the flesh golem.
Come on, I wanted to go before that thing.
It goes, "Whoa," and it starts striding forward. And it can move 30 feet.
Oh man, I'm gonna die.
That's the
Come
Draken.
on.
It goes, you just kind of right to the main thing it can see, right there in front of him. And it makes 2 multi-attacks against Draken's levitating Dragonborn form in front of him. First strike does 26 to hit.
What in the world?
And you take 8 points of bludgeoning damage, and you bounce like a basketball right into the floor.
What? Hey!
Boom!
That's not nice. Couldn't make it no
And
any
as
other
you
way.
strike the floor, which is currently electrified, you take 3d6 lightning damage. Now, if you happen to have any lightning resistances,
Yes, I have resistance to lightning. This is so coming in handy being a blue Dragonborn.
so 8 lightning damage halved to 4 as you and you strike the ground and kind of bounce back up right there in front of the flesh golem as he goes to attack you again.
Oh, come on. This thing is ridiculous.
24 to hit.
What in the world? This thing is insane.
8 points of damage again. Boom, bounces you into the floor where you take another 3d6 of lightning damage as you strike the copper tiles.
Seriously, I'm gonna die.
Another 8 halved to 4 lightning damage. And you float back up right there in front of as he bounces like a basketball twice.
What's the highest damage thing I can do?
Well, it is
Not
your
lightning, that's for
now
sure.
time to find out, Draken. It's your turn.
Do not do lightning.
Yeah, this thing doesn't seem to be taking any effect to this.
And this thing is like you bounce like right in front of this. Like you kind of bounce up to eye level of this thing, and you're like, oh. It's like,
I do hold monster.
You're gonna cast hold monster.
Yeah, hopefully this thing doesn't have good wisdom, although it looks like it has no wisdom at all. I'm like, get out of here.
Natural 20.
Oh, come on. Does it have any negotiations? I'm gonna die.
It has no brain power of its own, really. It's just a construct. That's your action. You can do a bonus, and you can move as well, although you are within melee range of this thing.
This thing is ridiculous. Aww.
Hey, move it if it hits you with the melee. Maybe it'll knock you further away.
Actually, what I'm gonna say is I'm going to.
How long does the levitate last, actually? Is that a concentration
Oh,
thing?
come on. Really?
That is a
It's from
concentration.
Staff of Power, though.
It's still concentration, so I need
But
you
you
to
still have to concentrate to maintain it.
roll a constitution save for me.
This is ridiculous. Oh, natural 20.
All right, it hit you twice, so roll again.
26.
All right, both
Stop
times.
annoying
You
me.
managed to keep yourself up, so you're not touching the ground.
Might have been better to let them land.
Now you have bonus
As
action.
my bonus, I can go into Shocking Grass.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Nat 20.
Did you just shocking grass this thing?
You
Oh,
reach out and you shock the junk out of this thing, and it just kind of looks at you and goes, "Ugh."
I know. It has no reaction. That's why I did it. For no reaction.
If it is affected by lightning, it would have no reaction. You're correct.
The spell makes it have no
You
reaction.
feel you see its muscles, the veins in its fleshy just kind of pulse, and its muscles get bigger.
Come
This
on.
thing's bang.
Yeah.
I'm
Anything else you'd like to do on your turn, Draken?
gonna like.
Challenge time.
I'm gonna like leave. I'm
You
just
move.
yeah. And I'm gonna go.
You can levitate up. Don't forget, you could go higher if you wanted
How
to.
high is this room? Okay, how high can?
This is a 40-foot tall ceiling in this room.
Oh well, yeah. I just go up. I'll say
It
goodbye.
does take a swing of opportunity at you.
I know, and it hits automatically.
No, not necessarily automatically. See, it got a 4.
Oh, good.
So you kind of float up, and it goes. It kind of swings at you and hits the wall as you float up above it.
I like get out of reach. I'm like, I'm bye. I'm like, bye.
All right,
I do not want to die.
nice. All right, Melannor,
That
way
works.
back here, Melannor. You're hearing all.
Okay. Melannor can't see anything from where he's at. Except he can see Renaer's butt.
He hears things.
You're
He
ridiculous.
hears things, but let's see if he can do anything.
He hears a strange sound of a basketball, but otherwise.
Hey.
All right. I, Melannor, am casting Spider Climb.
Okay.
Ooh. Fancy.
The spider climb, I assume, gives you some sort of extra ability and climbing checks.
Not even a climbing checks. Until the spell ends, one rolling creature I touch gains the ability to move up, down, and across vertical surfaces and upside down along ceilings while leaving its hands free.
Cool.
Also gains a climbing speed equal to its walking speed.
Awesome. So you can, but this tunnel is not a tall tunnel, so there's no like going over everyone. Everyone's kind of in a conga line here.
Gonna go waiting for doors to move.
And
In
Melannor
that case,
halfway down.
I want to hold that and climb up manually.
Okay.
And give that to Renaer.
Yeah, you're gonna shock.
Okay, and you're not going all the way up, so I'll say no check required. It's just kind of a step up a couple of things a couple feet, and you see Renaer there kind of blocked by George, and you cast it on Renaer.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Renaer gains the spider climb.
And can he like go around the wall?
So Renaer will be able to walk on walls essentially, like Spider-Man.
Now, unfortunately, I can only cast it on one person at a time because it's a concentration spell.
Okay. So Melnor's concentrating on this.
But this will George can just take a hit, I guess. I was hoping I'd be able to cast it on everybody and let y'all.
No idea.
It is now the top of the round. The lightning skull.
Come on.
Again, all of you, George and Draken primarily, do a perception check.
I'm gonna die. Perception. Yeah, I got a 3.
You're way up in the air going, whoa, you're not worried about anything else right now.
I'm like,
Got a 19.
I'm trying to get out of here.
So George, you recognize as you kind of look again, the ground, the lightning charged effect fades. And as it fades, the lightning skull has to use its action to charge it back up again. And it shoots this electricity down at the floor to charge up the floor. Again, it strikes with lightning cascading all around. And essentially in game terms, at the start of the skull's turn, it has to continuously recharge the floor.
Maybe I can get rid of the skull, then we can take some time on this flesh golem. I mean, I can go with
Okay, so
so
the lightning skull strikes the ground, recharging the floor. Actually, it doesn't really have a bonus action. It's just going to be focusing on charging the floor, and it's going to kind of move this way.
Yeah. Sounds like a
Can you
good.
turn on my dark vision?
Come back on.
Thank you. I can see what's going on.
Just the golem kind of flare out, but that's okay. All right, George, it's your turn. The copper tiles in front of you are electrified. And Draken is up in the air to your left.
Way up in the air.
Up against like Charlie in a chocolate factory drinking the fizzy drink up in the air.
I'm going to climb up, gritting my teeth the whole time. I know it's going to hurt.
All right, you step up. And I this effect that turns on, you can see that?
Oh, you can so it's lightning.
So you can see this is when the copper is off. This is when it's on. So I'll turn your dark vision back on.
Okay.
So it's a little harder to tell with everything black and white. All right, so as you step, you take 3d6 lightning damage, halved due to your resistance.
Okay.
I would like it. Have a question which will be answered when he steps again. I was wondering, like, each step you take 3d6. That would be annoying.
We take 5 lightning damage on your first encounter with the floor there.
That was nice.
So 3.
No, 5 total. That 10.
Oh.
10 total, 5 half.
Okay. And I'm going to take a step forward.
Now you're not going to take damage each time you step. That's just the damage you take this round.
Okay, it helps a lot. Okay, in that case, I'm going to go my full 30.
Now this skull, I should say, is floating up in the air. It's not ground level.
Oh, so
How high up is he?
It's like 10 feet high. It's like right above your head level. George is like what, 7 feet tall, something like that.
Close to that, yeah.
It's still within your reach, your melee reach.
Okay.
All right, I want to get to there. You see that?
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's 30.
That should be about 30.
Yeah. I'm gonna tone down your dark vision a bit.
Yeah. There's no.
You can turn it off now. I just needed to see the squares. Okay, so he's still out of my range. So I'm going to Iron Man this guy.
You're gonna use your pendant.
I am going to use my chest pendant and shoot a blast from my chest at this guy.
What's that?
You found a pendant at some point back on level.
It was in that statue, but
Oh, I don't know about it.
The amulet of blast.
you don't know about it. 18.
That hits.
Yay! 3 damage.
3 damage against the lightning skull. As
That
it
was ridiculous.
kind of do Superman and strikes against the skull. It kind of ricochets in space as it kind of asserts itself, and then kind of growls at you.
All right, so now as my bonus action, I am going to Toll the Dead. So he needs to make a Wisdom save. 14.
This thing is smart.
I know.
Place.
But he's out of my range right now.
Rolled a 19.
Okay.
Wow. That thing is
And
smart.
that is my turn. I did 3 whole points of damage. I am not doing great in combat tonight.
All right,
You're
Renaer.
not.
George is out of your way now, and you have spider climb.
So Renaer comes up, knows he's gonna take a shock from everybody else demonstrating, so this goes up.
Why? He can get to the wall.
You can climb on the wall and not take a shot.
Oh, well, he climbs on the wall.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
well, no, he climbs on the other wall.
This way.
Yeah, and then since he doesn't know if you take lightning each time, then he's gonna. Actually, yeah, he's gonna do that and then stab his dagger into the flesh golem. While he's on the wall.
All right, so you will get sneak attack if you hit.
22.
That hits.
Yes. Okay, so 9 plus 19 equals 28. And then as bonus action, he's going to hit again with 28 to hit
That hits.
and do 9 more damage.
All right, so we're near, kind of like standing sideways on the wall, just runs forward, Spider-Man style, breaks out both. What?
That Scorching Ray makes 3 rays, and each one does his own attack.
Okay.
Oh.
2d6 was for 1.
All right, let's do 2 more then.
My bad.
No problem.
All right, that's 25
That hits.
and a 10.
So 10 damage on the second one.
No, 10 to hit.
Oh, 10 to hit. So 10 to hit does not hit, but a second
Okay,
did.
so it does 2 more d6 for 5 more points of damage. I feel
Still,
a little better about that thing now. I was like 3 points of damage for this big Iron Man blast. Yeah.
Rattles it a little bit, and the third one kind of she ducks it, whatever it is, and she kind of goes, how dare you,
Okay. I was like, that can't be right. 2d6, that's nothing.
All right, Renaer double stabs the flesh golem. Cha-cha! That's your action. That's your bonus action attack. That's your movement. So I think that's your turn, right?
mm-hmm.
All right, so the flesh golem's turn now.
Oh.
The flesh golem heals for 12
What?
as the lightning contact with the copper tiles. And Kevin, it impulses
It is Frankenstein.
and
No, it's Frankenstein's monster.
looks at the dragon, looks down at Renaer, and takes a swing at Renaer.
Frankenstein was the scientist. This is Frankenstein's monster.
All right, that is going to be a 18 to hit.
Yeah, that hit.
17 bludgeoning damage
That was
against
more than I
Renaer.
took.
And then another swing.
Damage. That's more than I took.
20 to hit.
Yep. Pretty much know that you're probably always going to hit.
And that's a 19 damage, more bludgeoning damage against Renaer. As 2 big swings with this massive. All right, Draken, you're up in the air, up against the ceiling, looking down and everything. And you can see the skull kind of looking at you and looking at George. The ground cascading lightning bolts.
I use Bigby's hand. I cast Bigby's hand first. That's my 1 level bit spell slot of the day. Boom.
Here's Big B's hand. Where you want it to pop up?
By the skull.
So right there.
It picks it up with 2 of the fingers. If it tries to grapple the skull.
All right, we'll do a roll to hit.
I shall hit you. Would it get any pluses? Oh, it will get plus its strength. So that's 7 plus whatever this thing's strength is. Oh, plus 8. That's insane. Okay, 15.
15 barely. You like this little squirrely thing and big and it's trying to go through the fingers, but doesn't quite grab it, and it has the skull in its big blue dragonborn glowing hand.
It's gonna try to like break the skull like you'd break a bone.
You're gonna do a crushing attack against it.
17.
17 hits, so you'll do 4d8.
3 sevens. 26.
Nice.
3 sevens and a 5. 7. 5.
So let me do some math here real quick.
And controlling Big B's hand, I think, is my bonus action. Yeah, as a bonus action, I get to do the hand's turn.
Yeah, so that was your action and your bonus. So now you can move. You are up on the ceiling. So you can move through here without any reaction attack against. Oh, actually,
What?
speaking of reactions, the skull has a reaction. Before,
Thanks.
as the Bigby's hand attempts to grapple her, she's going to cast Shield as a reaction
Her?
and take +5 AC, which manages to avoid the grapple because of that.
Oh, well, then I didn't use the bonus action yet.
You did not do the crush. Yes, someone put that damage back on.
Hey.
So the crush, the grapple missed, the crush did not happen, so you can still do your bonus action, but the skull is still free. But her reaction's gone.
It's still gonna try to clench it. Punching would still. It's gonna punch the skull.
So you cast it, it attempted to grapple and failed. So that was your bonus action. That was your action. So now you have a movement.
Yeah.
Whenever you grapple a success, I allow a crunch to happen. But it was not successful.
Hey. Okay then.
So you can move. You're still levitating.
I go ahead and go over to some of the machiny things. See if I can tamper with those.
Well, okay, so as you're going through this room, you do see on the floor, there seems to be some sort of circular ring of metallic rings with these kind of claw attached, as if it's supposed to hold some sort of canister or something.
The skull.
You do see some like large generators and such against the wall, all these tubes and coils, and they're all Jacob's ladder electrifying each other, and electricity going everywhere, gauges and lots of bolts and rivets and
I'm
things.
gonna go over to that thing in front of me.
You get to there.
And next turn I'm gonna like try to break it. Like, what's this do?
All right, Melanor's turn. He's still down here. Hasn't quite seen what's going on yet. He saw Renaer spider climb away.
Yeah, so he's going to try to finish climbing up so he can get eyesight at least.
He has spider climb too, right?
No.
No,
You step onto the tile.
no.
Okay, so you're right out off the tile. Your head sticking up through the attic door, kind of thing, and he sees everything happening in the room.
Okay. In that case, because lightning bolt. Just
That would be not a good idea.
Don't forget, if you lose concentration, Renaer falls.
I know, that's why I was saying that's not gonna work. So let's look at something. I was thinking about doing wall of stone to kind of break up some stuff, but that's a concentration spell, and I don't want Renaer to fall. All right, in that case, I'm going to produce flame at the golem. That's an attack of 13.
That hits.
Hits.
Yep.
So he is going to take 15 points of fire damage.
All right. So flames cascade across the side of the flesh golem, eating away at its skin.
Anyway, that's flesh.
And then I'm going to cast Frostbite at the skull, which has a 60-foot range, so I can reach that.
Yeah.
But it needs to make a Constitution save of 13.
17.
All right. The lightning burns away the frost that started to form on it.
Yeah.
That's his turn.
You gonna stay there?
Yeah.
Right. Next is the flame skull. So seeing it,
Lightning skull.
seeing everybody, you're right, lightning skull. Seeing everybody kind of getting near it, it's going to strike the ground again as it floats upward toward the ceiling,
Well, I'm up there.
out of Big B's range, out of George's range,
Maybe you can move.
up into the ceiling. Yeah, baby can't move.
You can say
Um,
goodbye. Maybe he's not on
It
the
strikes
ground.
the ground with its lightning ray. It's going to use a second lightning ray against
Hey.
George.
Oh. I actually prefer it on me. I get half damage.
So does the first lightning ray that hits the ground damage everybody that's standing on the ground?
Your turn.
Okay.
It
That feels at the time and then turn kind of thing.
recharges the floor. Then on your turn, if you're starting your turn on the floor, you take the damage.
Okay.
But the second lightning ray hits for 21 at George.
That after half?
Has to hit.
Okay. Oh, 2 hit. Yeah, that hits.
21 to hit. And now we're going to do damage. And that is 12. So you take 6 halves. So the first lightning beam hits the ground. And then she looks at you and she strikes you. And you feel that shield absorb a lot of the damage, but you still feel it. And now it's your turn.
I did more damage to you.
So you again as the ground shocks you from below. And you take 12 half to 6 lightning damage from the floor being shocked as well.
Oh, does that mean it's my turn now?
Oh yeah, and she floated up 40 feet high. So she floated up 40 feet to the top. And so now, but she's like, went diagonally this way. So she's like way over here now.
Me and her apparently have eye contact.
Yeah, and she looks at you.
Oh.
Okay, so now George, it's your turn to act. You've taken your damage.
All right. I'm going to leave the skull to you, Draken, because I can't reach her and I don't have very good range stuff against smart things. So I'm going to run down behind this golem here.
A lot of my stuff come from the ground.
If you're here, you will be flanking.
Yeah.
Right? We get a
All right. Let's see. So let's hit this thing for 20, not natural, but since like I have advantage,
Your
it's
dog,
20 not natural.
your dog is like, what are you doing?
Dog's like, I need to go outside.
Yeah, you definitely hit.
I hit. I'm going to Divine Smite.
Okay.
So that's 8 points of regular damage.
All right.
Another 16 points of radiant damage.
All right. So yeah, you grit your teeth as you run across the electrified floor, getting behind the flesh golem, and again glowing and just smash it in the back. And it goes, oh, takes the hit from the rear.
All right, I'm going to attack again for 21 to hit. And I'm also going to Divine Smite again.
All right, so do 8 damage, looks like first.
Yes. So I did 8 damage for the maul. I'm out on my second level slot, so this will be first level.
Okay.
Where there are 5 points of damage.
All right. So once again, your hammer is glowing as you just bam, smash, and just bam, smash again.
And then for my bonus action, I am going to Toll the Dead.
A 7.
All right. So since he is damaged, he is going to take 2d12.
Wait, sorry, here's advantage on this. Let me just make sure. Okay, that was worse. So yeah.
So he's taking 2d12 12 of necrotic damage. 9 points of damage.
All right, Renaer's turn. He's still standing on the wall,
Flanking.
flanking against the flesh golem.
So does that mean he gets advantage?
He does have advantage on his attacks. He will get sneak attack on this first one.
27 to hit.
That definitely hits.
9 plus 21, so 30.
Okay,
Then the other one still flanking. 16,
that hits.
40 damage
Wow.
to the thing in total.
So just slice and dicing as Renaer is finally living up to his rogue moniker. And just slicing this flesh golem the ribbons while he's standing on the side of the wall here. Does he wish to move any?
No.
No, stay right there. It is now the flesh golem's turn.
Who's it facing now?
As electricity charges through its body, it heals.
Forgot about that.
Flesh golem. Mama.
Mama.
It's getting pretty weak here. It's going to turn and try to, let's see. Oh, because it took fire damage, it has disadvantage on its next attack rolls
Oh, cool.
until the end of it. So at first, kind of wild swing going toward George.
I'm trying.
A 12 to hit the first swing. And then he comes around to Renaer, trying to hit both of you kind of in the same turn here. Rolled a natural 1, slamming against the walls. As Renaer kind of weaves out of the way. And this thing's like, as you see the flesh kind of dripping off of it and cut the ribbons and pieces missing. Yeah, it's not doing well. It's well bloodied.
Ooh.
Draken, your turn.
Okay. Well, Biggie's hand is gonna come behind me, so it doesn't die from what I'm gonna do. I'm going to. I really don't like the skull, man. I'm gonna cone of cold this thing.
Cone of cold. So you break out your staff of power in front of you. This huge cone of cold
It actually
energy.
60 foot.
I don't know. We don't have that much space to work with, though.
So it pretty much reaches the ground and goes all the way to his skull,
All right. So it has to do a Constitution save. Looks like
or half damage. That's what I'm thankful for.
roll a 12.
Oh, good.
So the skull up there in the corner just gets frosted into the face. That's from
35
not
damage.
expecting this cold damage coming from the staff. It didn't just kind of go, and
Oh, come on!
it seems as she sees the frost approaching, she goes kind of the electricity around her just glows brightly, and the frost kind of cascades around it
What?
against the walls.
Oh, come
And she
on!
kind of just laughs.
The big thing comes over to it.
Baby's already moved 15 feet. How far can it go?
15. Bigby dashes or something. I don't know. I want Bigby to hit that thing. Well, maybe Bigby doesn't hit that thing then.
That's 30 feet right there after moving 15 to go behind you, and then 15 more to go back in front of you.
No, it's not gonna do that then.
You're not going to do that?
Yeah,
What's back here then?
this is ridiculous. Come on.
So that was your bonus action to move Big B, and your action to do the cone of cold. Do you want to move?
I go like into that little machine thing. See what it does.
You float up over here. You're over the machine. And
Can I poke it?
no, you've already done your action.
Oh, I want to poke it.
You're primed for next turn if you want to do something to these machines.
Melannor, seeing how well that flame did on that golem, was going to do that again.
Okay. So you're kind of reaching around the corner, lobbing another flame. Definitely hits.
For 26 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Ooh, 17 points of fire damage.
Nice. So, it kind of thrashes about as flames. It's now like flaming. It's like on fire as this fire is just kind of taking its fleshy, dead corpse and just burning it.
All right, let's do that again.
All right.
25 to hit, 10 points of damage.
As this last gasping, mama. The flesh golem lands on the ground, dead. As the cinders flaming flames as it's burning to a crisp. And the lightning skull goes, no! All right, Melannor. Any movement?
No.
Top of the
that was her baby.
yeah. It is the lightning skull's turn. It decides it's done messing around.
Oh,
It's not going to bother casting lightning on the ground right now. Instead, it's going to cast Cloud Kill.
no. Ew, that's not a good one. That
Doesn't sound good.
It does a lot of damage. All I know
So in
is
a
that.
20-foot radius sphere of poisonous yellow-green fog fills this region as George, Renaer, and Melannor all have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah,
You're trying to kill us.
Renaer rolled a 1.
Okay.
I'm hoping that doesn't equal the instant death.
All right, Melannor rolled an 11, and I rolled a 20, not natural. I will like to point out that everybody within 15 feet of me has resistance to spells.
All right.
I didn't know that.
Within 15 feet of you?
Yeah, I believe it's 15 feet.
Including Renaer.
That would include Renaer.
Yeah.
All right. So Renaer and Melannor both fail. George, you succeed, and you will take half as much damage on your turn.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the R of protection. Oh, and it's within, R of warding. And it's within 10 feet.
Yeah, Renaer.
10 feet.
Renaer's in
Renaer's
that
still
range.
within that range.
Yeah, resistance to damage from spells. So, since I succeeded, would that mean I have double resistance?
This is a poison effect, but it's magic, I guess. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, because it's a spell. So it's damage from spells.
Yeah. So you would take quarter
1/4.
damage. Yeah.
Quarter damage.
Nice.
All right. So we'll deal with that on your turn.
Okay.
And then she's going to, as a bonus action, she's going to cast Lightning Ray at Draken.
Okay. Doesn't do too much damage.
Then whatever, lightning, I'll eat it.
The hit.
Oh, yeah, that didn't
So-
hit.
It goes wide and she goes down. And she begins to float this way. George, let's do the cloud kill damage. So it would have been 32 points of poisonous damage. Half
8.
the 16, then quartered down again to 8 damage for you.
Nice.
But it is your turn.
Oh, okay. It's still 40 feet up in the air.
It is. It's skirting along the edge of the room here.
I like things out of my range, and it's okay. I am going to throw a javelin at it.
Okay.
21 to hit.
You hit it like a moving target.
So with that attack, I would like to use my bonus action to empower it with ensnaring strike,
Okay.
which doesn't require a melee attack like all my other divine smites do, but it does require a weapon attack
All right.
because it empowers the weapon.
You cast this first and then hit with the javelin. So
Right.
it says the next time you hit a creature. So just keep in mind in the future, call this first and then do the attack.
Yeah, I forgot that I had this thing.
Okay.
All right. So you're saying I cast it first and then hit?
Yeah, so you cast it and then throw with the javelin. The javelin hits.
Yes. Okay.
Strength saving throw looks like.
Well, the javelin itself, I did the 2 hit. Does 7 points of damage. And then the ensnaring strike is a strength saving throw of 14.
All right, it got a -2.
-2?
Okay, so it is restrained for the next minute.
What does that mean?
So all these vines explode from this javelin and entwine itself around the lightning skull.
Does it fall?
It does a d6 piercing damage at the start of each of its turns.
It's restrained. It means it can't move. So I'm going to say, yeah, it falls.
Ooh. Perfect.
So it's like gets all these vines wraps around it, and you see the lightning kind of trying to and see like vines wrapping around her skull, teeth, and just kind of falls out of the sky. Boom, 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 and lands on the ground, rolling down onto the floor here.
Awesome. So I'd like to use my movement to move over there and my second attack to smack it in the face. Since all it is a face.
Like, it's trying to like talk us. How dare you attack one of Halleth's apprentices?
I don't listen, and I roll 24 to hit. Oh, only 6 points of damage. I rolled a 1 on damage.
Boom! Like bring your hammer down. And just goes, stop that.
I would have done like a golf ball.
All right, that's my turn.
Awesome.
Is that fog stuff a concentration spell?
Ooh, good point. Yes, it is. Let me roll a con save for her.
2 of them.
The first one succeeds. Second one also succeeds.
Question. She was 40 feet up in the air when she fell, right?
Yep.
But wouldn't that be falling damage too?
Sure.
And she'd also need to make a concentration spell, a save on that damage too, right?
Yep, I'll go with that. Which takes 13 bludgeoning damage as she bong on the ground. Ooh, only a 3 on the con save.
Yay, Renaer. Moved out of a 10 feet range of Renaer, so Renaer would have took a full damage.
And the cloud. And she's this flaming or lightning skull there wrapped in vines and thorns.
All right.
All right,
And since she didn't attack the floor this time, the floor is no longer electrified, right?
It is not electrified at the moment. That's true.
Whew, that's a good turn.
Yep. All right, Renaer.
Well, Renaer's gonna walk over to the skull.
On the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. So he steps down onto the floor and there or right here.
Yeah, and he's gonna stab with that dagger.
Brings it down. So you have advantage since it is restrained.
16.
16 hits.
10 plus so 33, and then the other hit straight into its skull. The 7, so 33, another 40.
The second hit.
The 7, so 40 damage.
Well, you have to roll the hit for the second swing first.
Oh, yeah. If it hits, it does 40 damage again. 22.
Okay. So the second one does 7 damage, right?
Yeah, equaling 40.
Okay, so Renaer just comes up and just stab, and just like right into its eyes. And she goes, "How dare you!" Actually, she would have cast shield, but it wouldn't have mattered. It was too much of a hit.
Yeah.
All right, it's Draken's turn up in the air here, looking down at this machinery. Like,
I'm going to, for one, I'm going to move back a little bit.
like this way.
Yeah. And then I'm going to have a tidal wave go do and hit all the machinery.
Oh, the machinery? I thought you were going to hit Renaer.
I'm hitting the machinery.
All right, so cast the spell. So use the spell
Actually,
slot.
no, I'm going to do it. here. That looks more important.
Okay. Cast a spell with a spell slot usage. From up in the air, Draken goes, and this water gushes over all this machinery and all sparks.
I'm like, ooh. Wonder what that did.
And the floor becomes lightning damage once again.
Does it break the machinery?
It doesn't seem to break it. It just seems to cascade this lightning all over the place.
Aww.
Melanor's turn.
Wait, Bigby's hand didn't do it? I can have
I'm sorry. Bigby's hand can do something. What you want Bigby's hand to do?
Bigby's hand is going to crush the thing and it's gonna punch the thing in front of it. Actually, it's gonna like try to break it. And it's
So
like,
it flies up here and does a melee, like a damage hit to the skull.
no, to the big
Oh,
machinery thing.
machinery.
I'm messing with the machinery
Oh,
right
okay,
now.
sorry. So the big.
I think he means that plus thing that was in the middle of the floor.
This thing?
Yeah,
Or
that
this stuff.
the other thing.
This thing.
Yeah.
So it comes down. It goes and slams down to the floor. So do attack. Clenched fist.
16.
Okay, it definitely hits. So roll your damage. 17. So just right into this like target on the ground, and the sparks fly everywhere, and the target, the thing on the ground is kind of dense inward. All right, now it's Melanor's turn. You have managed to avoid the cloud kill damage.
Okay. And the floor is now electrified again, right?
It is electrified again. Yeah.
All righty.
Sorry.
I was going to have him move over there, but okay. Since Renaer is now on the floor, I'm going to drop the spider climb on him and cast it on myself,
Okay.
on Melannor.
Another spell slot for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's also going to be an action. So I can climb up and walk on the wall.
Okay.
Yeah, just so I get within range. And then do produce flame.
All right. We'll say you're high enough up that you want to worry about Renaer in the way.
Okay.
Okay, that definitely hits.
23 to hit, and that does 20 points of damage.
All right. So as this kind of drops the fireball over Renaer's head, just and the skull goes right, and it goes dark as the lightning fades, and it's now a blank, dull skull on the ground.
It's an apprentice.
I see why you want Melannor dead now. He can do some damage.
And the
I'm
room,
still tampering with the machine.
the room goes dark
Hurry.
as combat ends and lightning fades. All right, the room goes dark. No more light being cast by the skull. Renaer goes, "Whoa, who turned out the lights?"
I turned mine on. Way up in here. I'm like,
Okay, that's the dark vision. So we'll turn on the light for now. And yeah, you're still floating up in the air above everybody.
Yeah, what's the skull got? Because I don't know. I'm sure the flesh column's going to have anything.
So the skull is an undead creature. So that would be a religion check to harvest.
Yeah, that's a 10.
As you like pry off the thorns and such, it just kind of her jaw breaks off as you do so, and you manage to find a lot of the sparkling dust kind of covering the skull.
ooh.
If you wanted to collect it, you could roll a d10 and you'd find that many ounces of this arcane dust.
Oh, it's almost a 6. It's a 2.
So 2 ounces of arcane dust.
Okay. What does arcane dust do?
So what arcane dust does, and Draken, you would be able to notice this too.
Yeah.
It's a substance found on the remains of magical creatures, and it can be an array of different colors and such depending on the creature. And 2 ounces can be used when casting any spells that deal damage. And when you do so, you would use this arcane dust as an additional component, like an added component to the spell. And you can re-roll one of the damage dice and keep the second result. So it's
You can have it.
kind of giving you advantage on spell damage.
But you wouldn't know, like you wouldn't know to use it. You have to use it before you find out what the damage is, right?
Yeah, you have to use it with, like you have to use it when you cast the spell, and then when you roll damage, you can re-roll one of those dice for each 2 ounces used.
Okay.
Okay. So that's all you're able to get from the skull itself. The flesh golem,
Probably not.
if you were to look at the flesh golem and try to inspect it for a harvest check, this is a construct. So that would be an arcana check.
Can I do it then?
Yeah, you're up on the floor on the ceiling. You can float over there and
Yeah.
check it out.
I float over there and see what's going on over there. Yeah, I rolled a 6. And
This thing is so badly burned up, you're not really able to get anything off of it.
I say you burned it.
You're welcome.
I'm going back to the machinery to see what that does.
All right, the machinery is all waterlogged and busted. Whatever electricity kind of cascaded out of it seems to be dead now. At least you're not really sure if it's because the lightning skull is dead and is no longer kind of powering everything with its presence, or if your water damage did it all in. But it no longer seems to be functional.
Yay, no, you can't.
Is there a way we could roll like intelligence or something to try to figure out like what this dude was doing, or this chick, since it's apparently a lady skull?
It had a feminine voice, we'll say.
Okay.
That would be investigation, right?
Yeah, you can do an investigation check.
I rolled a 10. I rolled a super good 10.
17.
So George, you're kind of looking around at everything, and you think this whole room is essentially a big trap, like a big lightning trap for anybody who would wander in here. And it's built in that way, with all the copper-lined floor tiles and so on. And yeah, it seems to be just made to, whoever comes in here, this lightning skull would just decimate them,
Interesting.
theoretically.
So what is this trap protecting?
You're not
I
sure.
see a door there.
Well, okay, let me describe the room a little bit more.
I think it
Okay.
first thing it was protecting.
On the left side, you do see a large copper door
Ooh.
blocking this path, but the path to the south is not blocked by any door.
Oh, there's a path to the south.
Yep, I was actually playing and push the flesh golem over there so it can't heal.
I did not know there was this place over there. I thought it was a wall.
Yeah, you do see an opening in the wall here to the south and a large copper door here against the west wall.
Baby's hand opens the copper door.
All right, Baby's hand floats over. Baby's hand reaches for the door and his lightning ward just shocks Baby's hand. All right, so Baby's hand takes 9 points of lightning damage as it opens the door. Now,
Not
Baby's hand only lasts for a minute, by the way.
I know.
So it did its duty and
Open the door for
opens
us.
the door, and it's gonna be fading away very soon. So the door opens into this other room here. Very well done.
Well, before he runs into another trap, I am going to use my lay on hands and heal myself. Oh wait, I've already used that at some point. Apparently, I don't have any points.
Yeah,
Never mind.
You used 40 of it earlier on Rex.
Yep.
Yeah, we have not long rested since then, so I do not have any.
No, we have not.
And I also don't have any spell slots to heal myself.
Bunch
Do
of
you
traps.
have any potions or?
I do. I just don't like using potions if we're about to long rest anyway.
Does Melannor have
I
any?
still have half health. Like, I'm still good.
I also have around half health. I have psychic resistance potion.
Okay. So as you are standing over this lightning skull that's fizzled out right now, I'd like you all to make
Me
a religion check.
too.
Yeah, sure.
I used to be over there. Draken got a 13. Renaer got a 7 apparently.
George got an 11.
Okay.
Melannor got a 14.
Okay.
14 is the best thing.
All right, good to know. Good to know. Okay. Rushes through the door,
This thing's going to come back to life, isn't it?
floating through the air.
I am still floating, and I'm not going to be floating over the black thing because those look like traps.
I want to take a minute and pulverize this skull to dust.
Okay. So you take
What
your
are-
hammer, just bam, 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 bam. and this skull, by the way, is metal plated. So it takes you a couple hits, and it's almost like if you've seen those videos of like these two guys like kicking a guy while he's down, like Renaer and Melannor are all just like surrounding this thing, like pummeling this thing. Take that.
Going against the copy machine, huh?
And all these metal plates and pieces all break off the bone, and the bone cracks and breaks, and it's now just a pile of skull fragments and teeth and metal plating.
Okay.
What are all those black things?
So, Draken, you run into this room, and rocks fall and you die. No, I was kidding.
What? I'm like, wait. You had to roll damage for that too.
Okay, in this room, you find 12 sealed wooden barrels within this room. They're collecting dust, and they're arranged all over the place. You see a hammock with blankets and pillows hanging from 2 anchors attached to the wall.
Does it look like anybody lives here?
It looks like someone used to live here. That used to be their kind of like a sleeping hammock.
I open with Mage hand. I open one of the barrels.
Okay. Let's see here.
See what I went.
I need
See
you
what we went through
to
that.
do we'll say, we'll call this an athletics check.
Athletics.
Unless you're going to use a tool. Do you want to use some kind of tool to open it, or just using your bare hands?
I'm using a
Your
spell.
Dragonborn hands.
I'm using Mage hand.
Mage hand can only lift about, what, 5-10 pounds? And these things are sealed. Like it has to take some force to really open it.
Oh, they're not gonna.
You have a crowbar or anything like that?
Yeah, I don't think so.
All right, we'll just do a straight athletics check then.
Yeah, I got
Yeah, you grasp a hold of one of the lids and he was like pulling on it like you can't open a jar of pickles. It's just his barrel is just sealed shut.
I do.
All right, wait a second. Let's see what anybody else is doing.
Okay.
So George, Renaer, Melannor, you guys have gang tackled this skull to death, and you're now in this room. Anything in particular you'd like to do?
Let's go see what Draken's doing.
Draken's like runs out of the room, or floats out of the room, I should say, and starts trying to open barrels.
Mhm.
I have a giant. No, I'm not gonna do that. Actually.
All right.
Bigby's hand fades away at this point.
Oh, I shouldn't use that.
All right. So
Already fade away.
let's check these barrels out. Let's how heavy are they?
They're different weights. Some of them are heavier than others. Some of them seem like they might be empty. Some of them feel like they're very heavy, like several hundred pounds.
I want to see what those are.
Okay. Is there any kind of residue on them, or?
All dust covered. No one's been in here for a while.
All right. Can Renaer check for traps on any of them?
Sure. You can do an investigation check. I mean, there's 12 barrels in here. We'll just pick a random one kind of thing, or spend some time checking them all, or
Right.
Let's start with that middle one.
so Renaer walks up to it and does an investigation check. Joey?
Investigation. I got a 7.
He says, I don't see anything in particular that would warn me of anything. It's just an old dust-covered wooden sealed barrel.
All right. Is this one of the heavy ones or light ones or what?
You kind of put your hand out and kind of like tilt it a bit, and it's pretty easy to tilt. It seems empty. I mean, just based on the weight alone anyway.
Maybe not empty.
All right. I'll pull out my crowbar and pry this thing open.
All right,
Oh, you
so
have
do
crowbar.
athletics check. I'll say with the crowbar with advantage.
18.
I got the hammer.
18. All right, so you get your crowbar and with your half-orcish strength, pop that thing right off, and you look inside and it's just an empty wooden barrel.
Is there any way to tell what used to be in it?
You do an investigation check.
All right.
Either way, barrel.
16.
It smells awful, and you kind of like put your head in there and look, and it smells like death, like something died in there.
Let's put that lid back on, man.
You put it back on, you like hammer it down.
All right. Let's try one that's not all the way full, but not empty.
Okay,
I go to hammer.
so one that's not the heaviest, like light, medium, heavy. You want to go for a medium one?
Yes.
Okay.
Just in case there's something really bad in there. I don't want more of it.
So you kind of do the tilt check, and depending on how hard it is to kind of tilt it, you go for one that's kind of in the medium range. It feels like it might have about maybe 100 pounds of something in there, and you do another athletics check with advantage to pry it open.
All right, 15.
Okay, you pop it open, and there's definitely this reeking death. This fills the air.
What
And
died in there?
is some sort of body stuffed into this barrel.
Whoever did this was very evil.
All right. Let's tilt this one out and see if we can figure out what's going on.
You want to spill the body out?
Maybe. Yeah.
As you tilt it out, it suddenly and all these ghouls burst out of their respective barrels. And y'all roll initiative.
Oh, come on! You're killing me!
I'm trying.
What? Draken got a 19.
Let me deal.
Roll initiative.
Roll initiative. As all these ghoulish creatures burst out of these barrels surrounding you after you tilt one out.
I rolled a natural 20 for 21.
Renaer rolled a 15 and got a 20, and Draken got a 19.
All right, hold on.
Everybody's dealing
All
with
right.
rules.
All right, so George, you are first to act as these creatures these barrels float around you, and these creatures like roll out of them, and you are first to act.
I am so tired of these guys trying to kill me. That it makes me so angry.
I'm gonna cast lightning bolt at least 5 times here. Actually, no, I can't.
I'm going into a rage.
All right, go into a rage. George rages as a bonus action.
Yes. Action. And now my action, I'm going to swing away. 20, not natural, to hit the one.
Yep, that hits.
Where am I? So I guess I hit the one that I'm closest to.
Yeah, you're right here.
All right. So that's going to be 11 points of damage.
All right, 11 points of damage. As you
15 to my next attack
that hits.
for 12 points of damage.
So yeah, you Get back in the barrel. All right, Renaer. Renaer's turn. You're like, whoa, as all these things are coming out.
Stabs one. Got a 14 to hit.
That barely hits.
Ooh,
You get to
nice.
do sneak attack damage.
Let's see. 8 plus 24. So
Yeah. So after George smash, and then Renaer goes stab, and that thing is dead now.
well, I can do the other side yet. 32 plus a
So what? What are you doing?
That thing.
What thing? This one right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
He got a crit, so 11 more damage to
11
that one.
damage
now.
to that one now. Okay. Now it's Draken's turn. So Draken, you're down here as all these barrels exploded around
I
you.
move right 1, and then I shoot a lightning bolt.
Right here at this one.
I shoot a lightning bolt that strikes across all 3. That those 2 need to roll a dexterity saving throw.
All right. Got a 6 on the first one and a 19 on the second.
The second one can be the one Renaer hit. And so the one right in front of me takes 28 damage, and then the one Renaer hit takes
14.
14 damage.
All right. So lightning strikes through. The one that Renaer hit manages to, the wall takes the brunt of the lightning as it cascades around the corner, we'll say, and a little bit of it gets on the ghoulish creature. Meanwhile, the one next to you looks pretty fried.
Did I? I use my bonus action to use my dragon breath.
Dragon breath. Again, straight line would be these two, same two.
Okay. 3d6 damage, so dexterity saving throws again.
Okay. One next to you gets a 21. And the one next to Renaer and Melannor does a 14.
Okay, so they both make that, so they both take 5 more damage.
5 more damage as your lightning breath strikes out of it. And again, the wall takes the brunt of the damage again, but there's both still barely kicking. They're both very bloody though. This creature right here next to Melannor is going to attack Melannor with a bite attack. So that's going to be a 16 to hit Melannor.
Misses.
Misses the first strike. Claw attack this time. 20 to hit that time.
That hits.
All right.
Make sure to reveal all secret doors.
Melannor takes 12 slashing damage. Melannor takes 12 slashing damage and needs to do a Constitution saving throw.
All right, it's an 11.
All right, he manages to avoid being paralyzed.
Oh,
All right, next is the one next to Draken, who turns and slashes at Draken with a bite. First, non-natural 20 to hit.
No, literally, I'm gonna die.
And it's 12 pierce against Draken. And then a claw attack. That is a 20 non-natural to hit. And you take 12 slashing damage.
Okay, I'm gonna use that supreme healing potion I have.
And I need you to do a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, this better not fail me. Okay, that's a
You
19.
managed to succeed.
Next time it's my turn, I'm taking a supreme healing.
Now it's Melannor's turn.
all right. Melannor is going to use his bonus action to cast Healing Word at 5th level on Draken.
On Draken?
I
Okay.
have a supreme healing potion.
Well, now you can save it.
Nice.
So you heal for a grand total of 13.
13 healing to Draken.
That's 3 1s and that 5d4.
Yeah.
All right, that was his bonus action. So for his action, all right, in that case, Melannor is going to take a step back and to the right. Yes, there. And take an attack opportunity.
Yep. So it's going to take a swing and got a 17.
That matches.
Right. So that's a glancing blow, shall we say? Although we haven't done those rules for this campaign.
That's fine.
I'll prefer them.
So it's going to be a full attack. So it's going to be 12 slashing damage and a con save. Ooh.
5.
So Melannor becomes paralyzed as he moves into that space. And as he moves into, all of a sudden his muscles seize and he can't move for 1 minute.
This is ridiculous. I was going to cast
So much for that.
right here.
Okay, I think Melanor's turn's over.
Yeah. You're lucky he healed you first.
Yeah, really. All right, this guy up here is going to go right up to Renaer and do a bite attack. 13 to hit.
Yeah, doesn't it?
And then a claw attack on top of that. And that is a 13 to hit there.
No.
So both miss. Next,
It's a horrible one.
this other creature in the corner rushes right up to George. Does a bite first. Ooh, 19 plus 3 to hit.
+3?
Yep.
That hits.
The bite is going to do 13 piercing damage to George.
Halved because I'm raging.
Right, so you take, say 6. And then a claw attack breaks through only for 14 to hit. So
That does not.
all right, and then finally this guy up here.
So is it the claw that I need to take a Constitution save on?
Yeah.
Okay.
This guy comes this direction and swings at the paralyzed one with advantage with a bite attack, actually. 18 plus 3 to hit Melannor.
That hits.
That bite, he latches on tight and does 12 points of damage, piercing damage to Melannor, and then goes in for a claw.
Making it very hard for me to do anything.
Natural 20 on the hit with the claw attack.
All right.
Yeah, none is dead.
Yep.
19 slashing damage with the claw attack to Melannor. And he's already paralyzed, so we don't worry about the con save. Right? All right. Next, it is Georgie Porgy.
All righty. I, George, am going to grasp my hammer and say a prayer to my God as I regain one of my spell slots.
Okay.
Harnessing my divine power, it's a bonus action. I regain a 2nd level spell slot. And I attack this one next to me, I guess. 12 to hit.
That's a miss.
All right. 2nd attack. 26 to hit.
That definitely hit.
All right, with that one, I'm going to divine strike at level 2.
You're being
That's
pretty
9
nosy.
points.
This is undead. This is undead, by the way.
All right, so that's 9 points of regular damage. Oh, wait, no, 11 points because I'm raging. And then for my smite, that does 1, 2, 3, 4 d8 for 21 radiant damage. So 32, 33 total. Like
So
that.
your hammer glows brightly, and after the first swing you misses, you come back around, you clock it across the face, its jawbone goes flying across the room. And it's like, wow, his tongue hanging out in front of you, his long, spindly tongue, and just like, wow. And it's like His bones are broken and it's all in weird places and stuff, and it's barely hanging on to its undeath.
All right, well, that's my turn. That was action, bonus action, all that.
Renaer's turn, Joey. You got ghoulish creatures all around you.
One's almost dead.
Which one's
This one's very, very bloodied.
Renaer's, I guess, he's, well, first Renaer,
This one's also very bloodied.
Renaer's gonna hit the one in front of him.
This one?
Yeah, first. 15.
That hits. Then you get sneak attack.
And
Actually, no, you don't. Sorry.
I don't, why
Because
not?
Melannor is paralyzed and doesn't count as a threat.
Yeah, so he's not being flanked right now.
Oh. Well, that ruins the meaning of hitting that one.
Well, you
I
can
would
change
hit
your
it
mind.
Yeah.
Okay with that.
I will hit the one by Draken for 24.
So
And that one you do get sneak attack on since I'm there.
Yeah, I know.
So that one, it was barely hanging on to life and death as it was, and you put it out of its rest of its misery.
And then the one by Melannor, the other weak one, I stabbed without the thing, 29 to hit,
That hits.
doing 10 damage to the
The
other,
one by Melannor.
the other weak one.
Yeah, that one's dead too. So yeah, you managed to kill. You slice one, and it rips its head off or neck, slices across its neck, and falls to the ground. And you stab into the back of the other one, taking it out. You want to move?
Yes. He's gonna move where that one used to be.
You will take an attack of opportunity from this one.
I just want
Yeah,
the
do Melannor.
Draken to come in. Come on.
What'd you say, Ben?
I said that didn't do Melannor very good. Moving when taking attack opportunity.
You got a natural one on the attack of opportunity. So Renaer is safe. Okay. Draken,
Okay,
you have one right there on you.
I'm just gonna zap that one with my shocking grasp. If
Okay.
it works. 21 to hit,
That hits.
12 damage.
It is dead.
And then as my action, I'm going to, trying to make Melannor not die, I'm gonna cast Storm Spear.
Storm Spear.
And I'm gonna like, if you get the cone out for it, I'm gonna like put it
Gotta put it over here, I
Yeah.
assume.
right there, boom.
So you point with your finger and this crackling orb appears over there in the corner and grows until it's swirling with energy and lightning.
And from their being in there, and also they end their turn, and if they take this damage, 2d6, they both take it 4 damage. That's
4
what they
damage for the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's from being buffeted by the winds, I believe. And then I think as a bonus action, which you've already done, but you can use a lightning strike from this.
46.
Yeah, so on your next turn. So this whoosh, all of a sudden you have to squint your eyes as wind buffets you as a swirling cascade of wind and lightning fills the space just outside of your space there.
Renaer.
Renaer and Melannor and George. It's Melanor's turn. He can now do a saving throw.
I also did that to like make them not be able to see us well.
Okay. Melannor can do a saving throw to get out of his paralyzed state.
17.
He does, yep.
Huh.
That's the end of your turn, though, just to break out of it.
And that was a Constitution save, right?
All right. This creature within the storm sphere will take damage now at the start of its turn.
I don't know if it's at the start or the end.
Like you said end a second ago.
So it doesn't do it now, though. It's already,
Yeah, at the end of its turn.
if they don't move out of it, they'll get it again.
Yeah.
Well, this one is going to
And only one can actually move out of it and still be hitting
step
stuff.
this way.
Oh, never mind.
Melannor can swing.
Yeah, I was about to say Melannor gets an attack now.
He can do a spell since he's a warcaster, right?
That's right.
Oh, that's pretty nice. We actually look for
He
that.
can use a spell as long as it does a bonus action, which cantrips do in this campaign.
Yep.
Oh, when he rolled a 10.
Misses.
Yep.
He's going to swing at Renaer with a bite first. It's 11 to hit, which misses, and a claw attack, which is a 8, which misses.
So far, Renaer's just like standing and killing them, not taking any damage.
And this guy is going to move out of the sphere into this space, striking at Jim.
You know, I can do the lightning out of the storm, right?
I know. 13 to hit with a bite, which I know fails. And then just 10 to hit with the claws, which also fails, raking across your shield. George's turn.
All right. These guys haven't really been hit much, have they?
No, they have
Except
not.
for the storm.
The storm's smacking a little bit, but otherwise they're fine.
All right. In that case, I will put forth another prayer and recover another spell slot.
How many times can you do that?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Twice.
Okay.
It's something they changed in there where it's called Harness Divine Power.
Oh.
It's a 3rd level Paladin feature. I can use this based on level. So once I get 15th level, I can use it 3 times, but at 7th, I can use it twice.
Okay.
So, attack 19.
That hits.
All right. So this first one's going to do 12 points of regular damage, and then the divine smite.
Yes, undead.
So yep, at 2nd level. Yeah. For another 13 points damage.
All right. So once again, the hammer glows, smashes down onto this ghoulish creature. It cracks it. You can see it like its head kind of cracks down. It goes in your face. But it definitely looks bloodied.
All right, my second attack.
Go for it.
It's a 24 to hit,
Definitely hits.
Knock it into the storm.
and it's 10 points of damage.
With another hit, you take where its head went smashed down, and then you just smash the skull down into it. And it is now gone. One left from this group of undead creatures.
I just
That
want
was my turn.
damn it. Come on.
Rainier's turn. Wind buffeting him to his left, the ghoulish creature right there in front of him.
He's gonna stab the ghoulish.
Stabby.
And-
No bonus.
You're right. No bonus stuff.
That hits.
Can he roll natural 20? 10.
10 points of damage for the first dagger strike.
Second one I rolled is 13. So
That
that's gonna hit.
just hits.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
It is another 10.
Another 10 damage.
Actually, pretty good.
Pretty good for not having sneak attack. So you're gonna stab, and just you see this
Max.
black bile just spill out of these wounds as you cut arteries and whatever else these things have pulsing through their undead veins. Draken.
I'm gonna shoot it with lightning.
So you're gonna do a bonus action lightning bolt from the spear.
Yes.
All right.
Which is 46 plus.
Does it do a save by any chance?
Well, I'll roll the damage first since I'm doing that. No, I have to roll the hit though.
All right. So roll the hit.
28. Take 17 damage.
17 damage. And with that, the last of them is out of commission.
I drop Storm Spear and go over to the hammock that I've been trying to go to this whole time.
Okay, the storm sphere fades. Peace, relative peace, comes to you once again. Draken picks his way through the bodies and the smashed barrel pieces and, excuse me, and goes up to the hammock.
After Mage Hand takes off the blankets and stuff.
All right, well, you find within the hammock what looks like a note, like a written note.
I read it.
It says in common, Day 38. I no longer trust the other apprentices. What they see as mysticism, I know to be science. I can't stand their incantations and their mutterings any longer. If any of them try to intrude on my laboratory again, they're in for a truly shocking surprise.
Oh, so
I feel like we were supposed to come this way.
You kind of went in the back way through this tunnel.
Yeah, I thought we were doing this thing backwards.
That's right.
stuff on my slots on my magic items. My spell slots are pretty much used up.
Oh, I've used every scrap of my spell slots and everything.
Well, I got cantrips, 3 level
Okay,
ones,
let's not go through our list of abilities that we have left. This is getting late.
Okay.
So there are a few barrels still standing. Only the ones the ghouls came out of erupted. The others, the ones that were the heaviest, there are 3 that seem to be quite heavy, and then 2 other ones that seem to be empty.
Want to try for the heavier ones?
Yeah, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, let's check it out.
You look evil. Then greater zombies burst out of it. We all die.
All right, so
First, let's listen.
what'd you say?
I was joking. I was saying first, let's listen, but they didn't move anyway. All right. Athletics,
Yep, with advantage with a crowbar.
22.
Yeah, you pop the seal off one of the heavier ones, and you find it full of fist-sized chunks of copper ore, similar to what you found previously in those mine carts.
That's the good stuff.
If you were to estimate, each barrel would have about 50 gold worth of copper ore within it.
Well, I'm gonna see if I can pop off a couple just to see if any of them change ores.
They're all copper if you spend the time to open them up.
Okay.
So we got 3 barrels of copper ore worth about 50 gold each barrel. About 150 gold each. We can get them somewhere to sell.
Yeah, but almost a ton of weight.
But we have found a lot of copper that we haven't been taking. What I'm thinking is that you can get a finder's fee.
Essentially, find someone interested.
Yeah, let's creep on up a little bit, see if we can't find a way into the Goblin village.
Yeah, I think we need to take a night off.
At all.
Well, no, not like we
A
need
long rest.
rest. Big time.
Okay, as you look through this whole,
Going slowly so that if there's anything, we're avoiding encounters right now.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
It's 10:30, Daddy.
As you kind of go this direction, you see the path split a bit, and the tunnel goes south and turns,
I think we'd be going north.
and then this also goes this direction as well. And you just smell this rot from these creatures you've killed. This scent, this odor just fills this chamber after the barrels have
I make
exploded.
it smell like roses.
You can only make it smell like roses in a certain, like right in front of your face, perhaps. You can like.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that in my face so I don't have to smell all that.
All right. So you're heading to the northwest passage as opposed to south at this point?
I think that makes more sense.
Yes.
All right. So you find what looks like a laboratory in this area.
I'm gonna look around.
You see just all these electrical instruments and strange contraptions. You find another written note on one of the desks.
I read it.
It says, Day 1. Hallister has granted me this abandoned copper mine in the Arcane Chambers to work with. Finally, I have access to the components I need for my experiments. Day 1 of apprenticeship under Hallister. Go ahead and do a perception or investigation, whichever one you prefer.
I would prefer perception. I got a 20, not natural.
20, wow, nice.
For +1, I rolled 19. That's awesome.
18.
Excellent. All right, so you find all kinds of stuff, actually.
After do we find this stuff?
So you're kind of like rummaging through the desks and contraptions and things, and you accidentally slap a machine, and it opens up a drawer. And within this drawer, you find several things.
Ooh.
You find, actually, Draken, you rolled higher. You roll a 1d4 for me, please.
I got 2.
You find 3 potions of healing. Just regular potions of healing. As well as 2 potions of lightning resistance.
Should have came this way first.
That's fine.
You also find a gold, actually more of a copper medallion. On this medallion, there is a symbol of a flame and a lightning bolt going through it.
Ooh, what does this mean? Any rolls for that?
It is a amulet of some sort.
Can I roll to see what sort of amulet it is?
You can do an identify on
Yeah,
it.
just cast Identify on it.
Yeah, I also have identify.
Draken uses his identify.
Yeah.
Okay.
Med magic.
This,
Med-
as you hold on to it and cast identify, you identify it as an item called the Evoker's Exchange. So this item, I think, is actually pretty cool for you, Draken.
That makes me interested.
Does not require attunement.
Oh, good.
While wearing this amulet, you can choose to convert the damage from one form of raw energy to another. You can use this amulet to cast as a spellcasting focus for first level or higher spells that deal fire or lightning. And when you do, you can choose to deal instead of fire, do lightning. Or instead of lightning, do fire. So if you cast Fireball, for example, you can have it do lightning damage instead of fire damage.
Oh,
If you cast Lightning Bolt, you can have it be a Fire Bolt instead of a Lightning Bolt.
This is gonna
You
work.
convert fire
nicely.
to lightning or lightning to fire. That's all you find with that roll there.
Nice.
You got a door here. It appears to be unlocked.
See if we can get back to the Goblin place quicker.
That's the hope.
See the tunnel kind of branches a bit as you
The
walk
branch
through.
looks more like not a monster chamber.
Remember, I should be able to see any invisible hidden doors.
So as you guys approach this fork in the road here, you do see to the north a well.
Oh, that's the well we're supposed to find. Oh, this is a cliffhanger.
And draped across this well is a dead goblin.
Oh, that's gross. Oh, that's right by the Goblin place.
Yep.
Didn't know that.
Boy, we just went the wrong way, didn't we?
We went the long way.
Yeah, it came a long way, but that's all right.
Well, we can go tell them that whoever the Goblin
Well,
was.
let's do an investigation and see if we can figure out what he died from.
Oh, yeah.
All right, yeah, you do a medicine check for that actually.
Oh, good, because I just rolled a 14, actually. 14 for investigation, 15 for medicine.
I'll let Melannor roll his medicine. 21 for medicine.
All right.
For Melannor.
So you
Nice.
find, first of all, the water well here has a pump attached that trickles water from it, and the water seems to be clean. Otherwise, it's silent here. You just hear the dripping of the water. There's a bucket lying nearby with water spilled across the floor and a body of a goblin slumped over the edge, and it seems to have been bludgeoned to death.
What does that mean?
Like a
It was hit with a blunt object.
thing hit it.
Well, I take the water pail and they need water.
And you, from this point, actually, you can start to smell a very welcome odor from the death and decay from the laboratory you just came from. Now you smell what smells like freshly roasted meats and freshly baked bread coming from the passage that leads to the west that you veered from to come here to the well.
We need a long rest, but now I'm intrigued about that western passage.
Yeah, you can smell very similar, or your memory to the Midna's chamber with that spread on the table with all the meats and food and stuff that seem to be magically fresh. It reminds you of that, and smells much better than the food at the Goblin camp, which is all like rats on a stick and things like that. This smells very appetizing coming from the west there. So you leave the body of the Goblin there as you are enticed by the sweet aromas coming from this direction.
I'm gonna be in the back though. I don't want to be forward anymore. That was only for goblins.
So first you find this
Butcher.
chamber here.
A butcher chamber.
Hold on. This chamber seems to be clearly some sort of ancient alchemy lab, and it's choked with dust. Grimy vials and equipment sits unused on these rusted iron tables. You see rotten ingredients on the shelves and in bottles and such, all within this laboratory. That's not where the smell is coming from. The smell is coming from further to the west.
Okay, good. I was hoping, what? Ooh, food.
And you see what looks to be just in really stark contrast to this area, a really nice kitchen, clean and fresh. You see a stew pot cooking on the stove, and that's where a lot of the smell is coming from. It smells great. The oven is just aroma of fresh bread coming from the
I'm not
oven.
falling for it.
It's very brightly lit in here as well. So you can turn your light off.
I'm gonna roll perception, see if I can see anything else. 18.
Perception. You smell the bread. You smell the stew. It smells and looks great. Your stomach grumbles at the look of it.
No, like anything that would, like who cooked this or something
You
like
want
that.
to do an investigation check for that kind of thing.
Okay.
You do see a door in the northwest of the kitchen.
Yeah, now I roll 7.
Yeah, it looks like an awesome kitchen. There is a door here to the northwest.
Mage hand picks up one of the food things. Yeah.
Hold a second. So was Melannor doing something?
I was looking to see if he had something to detect poison or whatever, but he doesn't. He is immune to poison, so if that's what it is, he could be a guinea pig possibly, but nope.
Okay.
I'm gonna resist it.
Resist what?
I'm not gonna eat for it. I'm gonna see what's behind the door.
You want to go skip the kitchen and go to the door?
Yeah, I want to make it. I want to find who made it first
Okay, Draken, you walk through this kitchen,
before stealing their food.
come up to the door.
That's right,
You
right?
see a sign on the door, and it's written in common, and it says, Calabash's room. Do not enter unless your name is Hallister.
And knock.
You knock on the door.
Mhm.
No answer.
Hello? I'm guessing this fruit is free.
No answer. You come back, and what do you want to do?
Tell what the door said.
Okay, you tell the others about the note on the door, the sign on the door.
Get the food's free.
Everybody, you haven't eaten in quite a while. It does look really good and smells really good. The
I
stew pot kind of bubbles.
I do go over there and say, knock, knock, knock. Nothing means we can eat the food.
No answer.
Oh, cool. We can eat the food. Oh, I just want to check to see if the food's poison.
So you guys are in charge of Melannor and Renaer. So if you want to direct Melannor to do something, you tell me what you want him to do.
What I'm wanting is for Melannor to eat some of the food to see if it's poison.
All right. So Melannor walks up to the pot on the stove and opens it, pulls the lid off the pot, and immediately
I'm gonna say go to the pot.
the kitchen becomes a decrepit, gross, dusty, rotten kitchen. The illusion vanishes. And out from the cook pot springs some sort of ghostly creature. I need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh, come on. 19.
This was a mistake.
Well,
Melannor rolled a 20.
World?
Not natural.
Y'all turn to little flames.
I rolled a 19.
all right, so suddenly this ghostly figure springs out from this pot, and all these. I didn't have any tokens for this, but all these other pots and pans all start levitating in the air. So all these little blue flames essentially represent pots and pans floating in the air. So first of all, I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, 14.
All right, so you are frightened. Renaer is frightened of the ghost. And you cannot perform any action except to move half of your speed.
Well, he's going to do that away if he's frightened. He's going to...
So he's going to move away from the ghost
Yeah,
or stay put.
he's going to dash away.
Can't do a dash except you can just move and take an attack of opportunity from the ghost. All right, that's going to be a 16 to hit. Takes 22
What?
necrotic damage. I need you to also do a Constitution saving throw.
23.
All right, you passed that. So you do still take the 22 points of necrotic damage, though. You got that?
Yeah,
All righty.
they're ridiculous.
Next, the pot comes flying at George. Misses completely. Another pot decides to do the same thing right there in front of George's face. These pots and pans all trying to swing at him. And this one does a 17 to hit.
That misses.
All right. Melanor's turn. He needs to do first a wisdom saving throw.
Melannor is immune to being frightened.
Okay, then. Don't worry about it. Melannor.
All right. Melannor is going. Okay, let's try this. Let's cast polymorph on this ghost.
Oh, that works.
That
Goodbye.
is a wisdom save of 13.
You got a 5.
All right. It is changed into a frog.
All right, just imagine, I don't have tokens ready for that. Just imagine this ghost suddenly gets changed into a ghost frog, I guess. Shrinks down into a frog shape. And
I say let's leave.
all the pots and pans clatter to the ground. No longer in effect.
I say let's go.
So do y'all want to check out this room first or just go?
I'm like, fine, I guess. How long does polymorph last?
An hour?
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, let's go into this guy's room.
This ghost is a ghost frog.
Just don't step on him. He'll be all right.
All right.
Man,
So you gonna open the door?
I don't do it. Mage hand does it.
Okay.
Ha!
Door swings open. Okay, so within this room now, come in and you find what looks to be a bedroom.
Who said I went
Okay.
in? I don't want to
So
die.
now here, you look inside and see a bedroom.
Okay. I want you to reveal.
You see a
creatures.
dusty bedstand. On the side, you see the headboard against the north wall with a ratty, torn-looking bed. At the foot of the bed looks like a wooden chest. In the southeast corner is a desk stacked with musty old books, and a rug lies in the middle of the room. In the far northwest corner looks to be like a bureau of some kind, like a wardrobe.
The mage hand lifts up the rug.
Okay, so the mage hand flies out the spectral hand and grabs the corner of the rug and pulls, and you see beneath the rug is actually a glyph, a magical symbol drawn onto the ground.
Oh, well, that works. I think
Can you tell what the glyph is of?
would
Oh,
that be
magic user?
Arcana check?
Arcana check or an investigation check.
I rolled a 5 anyway.
You have no idea, Draken, what this symbol would mean.
I like. Oh, cool.
Anybody else
Chest.
investigating this at all, or?
Yeah. I rolled a 12.
That doesn't really tell you much. You can see it, and it's definitely some kind of arcane symbol written on the ground there, drawn with some sort of chalk or something. But you don't really have any clue as to what it does or how it works.
Guess we'll have everybody try it then.
Well, Mage Hand opens up that chest.
The chest.
Melannor rolled a 16 on his Arcana check.
Well, Renaer can try.
16. So Melannor, you check the symbol on the floor, and he recognizes that.
Renaer gets a 15.
Okay. Melannor recognizes that this symbol written on the floor seems to be incomplete, and he says, "Oh, they're missing a couple of these little activation symbols in the corners of this glyph. If I could easily draw those in."
Do it.
What does it do if you do that?
I don't know.
Do it.
You don't know. You know what the symbols are, but you don't know what it does.
Do it. I
What
try
I
to
can
open
tell,
this chest.
it looks all Melannor can tell from his Arcana check is that the symbol is incomplete, and that he knows how to complete it based on the pattern that he sees in front of him. He can kind of put. It's like you see a pattern of shapes. You can say, okay, to continue this pattern, I would do this, this, and this.
Renaer.
Well, let's come back to that.
Renaer helps me with my chest problem.
So he can do a dexterity check with proficiency and his dexterity bonus. Your proficiency is +4. So +4 and +4. So whatever you roll, add 4 to it.
27.
All right, 27. So Renaer bends down at this chest and goes, "Oh yeah, I got this." And kind of puts it in and then unlocks the chest. He kind of steps back and says, "I'm going to let you Mage Hand this to open it."
Yeah, Mage Hand.
All right. Opens up the chest and appears nothing have happened.
I look in.
You see a pair of boots in the chest.
Do I know what they are?
Nope. They look very large and sturdy boots. You can imagine a warrior of some sort wearing them.
I'd say, anybody need boots?
Yeah, I'll take a look at them.
All right.
Boots.
Use the Griffin saddlebag to identify them.
Yeah, you take the boots and you kind of put them in the Griffin's saddlebag, and the Griffin's eyes kind of flash, and a little sheet of paper comes out of its beak. And it shows the name of these boots is the Funeral Marchers.
Ah.
And I'll tell you what they do in a moment. So these are a pair of boots. They do not require attunement. While wearing these black leather boots, you can choose to not fall prone when you're reduced to 0 hit points. Whenever you make a death saving throw while unconscious, you gain a walking speed of 10 feet and tremor sense out to a range of 10 feet until the end of your turn. You're still blind beyond that range, and you can choose which direction to walk while you're unconscious.
So you can like go away from the people trying to attack you. Like,
Awesome.
It allows you to move while you're dead.
that's like awesome.
That sounds like a great thing for someone who gets hit a lot.
Well,
And does not require attunement.
while he's doing the boots thing, I go to the desk. Look through the drawers. Books.
All right. You go to the desk. You find a lot of old musty tomes. You can see a lot of just scrawled messages and seem to be written in code, written in these old notebooks. They don't seem to be any kind of language based on your comprehending helmet. Just lots of strange scrawling arcane symbols and strange words that you don't recognize.
I look through the drawers.
Yeah, you find nothing else really of interest other than the books.
I go to the closet.
You find old, tattered, common clothes, moth riddled.
Yeah. I'm just looking around, seeing if there's anything in interest.
Other than the unfinished arcane symbol on the floor, there's not much else going on in this room.
Well, can Melannor finish the arcane symbol?
He said he could.
Well, it's getting late. I think we should save that stuff for next time.
I went ahead and put on the funeral marchers.
All right, you slip them on. They look really nice and goth. You buckle them up. And you can see on the bottom, the sole of the foot, it looks like when your footprints, you see like a skull folding its arms. You can see the picture there, and it looks like almost like your footprints are coffin shaped.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I love it.
I had you in
All
mind.
right.
I added that to the inventory.
All right, so for next time, we're still going to be in this room, or are we saying like we go back to the inn and do long rest and all that stuff? Because I think everybody's pretty tapped.
Yeah, I mean, you're not far from the town. We can say you head back.
We can come back and kill the ghost later and finish the glyph.
Kill the ghost when we actually have stuff to do to it.
Yeah, there, by the way, is where you came in for level 1. I mean, yeah, from level 1. Make your way back here. Actually, we're going to say that when you come back, both the cheeky pluckers and the gentleman rascals are nowhere to be found. They've moved on by this time. We're going to say it's late, and
Yek's asleep.
Yek's not there. He's taking his beauty rest. So another stop at the inn is going to be another gold apiece. Halleth no longer there, so 4 gold for the night's stay.
All right.